I hope all you are fine because we are again back with the scrims, and it is going to be the scrims. That is, I think, the last week of the day. Yeah, it's the Friday, right? It is going to last scrims of the week, so it is going to be one hell of a banger again. I think the number one, not the number one, I would say, but I think the teams that are actually initiating or maybe starting this kickoff onto the scrims. I think it is going to be between Valiant Ghouls, and I think the opponent we will just see who the opponents are onto our screens just after a few seconds. My name is Solsky. I will be your caster for this match number one, best of three series, and I will be a caster again. By my side, it is going to be Miss Asuya. How are you, Asuya?
Hello, Soul. I'm good, and I hope everyone is doing good too. And yep, just like you mentioned, this is the first scripts for today. And somehow, whenever Soul casts, or at least when I cast with you, it's always Team Valiant goals, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, we usually opt out for first game of the game, first game of the day. Yeah, so usually Valiant Ghouls pick their slot onto like PM mark, I guess. That's why it is going to be Team Valiant Ghouls for the 6 PM. And I think their opponent might be again Team QE, but I got some info about Team QE because I think they might not be able to pick first battle. They will be Dark Hawks, yeah. As I'm not wrong. Dark Hawks is the opponent for the first best of three series. And you know what? I think we have seen Dark Hawks play. I think they have made a lot of blunder when I was forecasting their game. So I hope they have improved from the past. So let's just see how these both teams plays. And I think a lot of people are excited for this game as well and the game that is going on. That is EMSA.
You should be ashamed for not trusting yourself.
Yeah, I think both the games pretty good. I
Even
think
the
team,
fullest bloom
both Team Valiant goals
pales
as well as
before
Team
the
Dark Hawks.
scattering petals.
We casted the first match together, so I think both the stream, at least Team Dark Hawks, even they are really strong.
Different
And
perspectives
I think they go
expose the
for
same
they really
truth.
love going for very unique kind of drafts, like really aggressive and diamond kind of drafts. So let's see if it's the same kind of gameplay from them this week. And the band
Come
section
and join
always the
me
same.
in my
It's the
dream
Eudora,
world.
Marcel, Paquito. Eudora makes sense. Team Valiant goals like Kiyoshi really loves playing assassins, and you wouldn't want a Eudora onto the enemy.
For real. And the banning section, Lunox has been banned. Dark Hawks has done their homework. Lunox is the most comfort for the mage from the side of Team Valiant Ghouls. So they will opt out
True
for
love
Belric. I hope they have some of
is
their
like
answers
blood.
for the Belric as well. Okay, they will go for the Carmela instead. The Curse of Blood. They don't want to give away the Carmela because, again, that is going to be the EXP Belric or the Rome Belric. We don't know about it. And Dark Hawks looking for some answers to that.
It's time
Okay,
for
it is going
another
to
D
be the Uranus,
show.
and obviously the
So
Barats will be the
fun.
answer. That is the Lilia. Too early, I think. And okay, as I was mentioning, it was going to be the EXP Balearic, and that is going to be the Badang onto the Rome. Darkhawks has the opportunity to get themselves either the Fanny or the Link, and I don't think so. They will go for the Fanny. And I think the Valiant Goals is looking for
Need
Fanny
some
because that's
stitches?
the
I can
reason they're picking out the
help.
Badang and the Melissa to answer that. I think
Still
Melissa
waters run
against
deep.
Balearic are a big fan, but I think workable enough if you have that range advantage.
Yep, you definitely have that, but then the only issue with Melissa is like kind of dependent on her battle spell. She needs that inspire to shred, and I think trying to shred
Sir,
a
what's
Beleric
your
will
command?
really hurt you. So I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
I
nice.
think they have just done just like you said a lot of homework and they're banning away a lot of assassins and even their picks are kind of anti-assassins as you can already see. Like when Melissa ults, assassins can't close in easily, so they just secured that pick way too early. But that opens out a Claude, that opens out a carry, that opens out a Moscow
I
since
didn't cure the
Yeah.
pain.
literally all the
I
marksmans are
harnessed
open
it.
onto the grab.
On paper, the Claude is a counter for Melissa, so Claude can be picked off here. And I think for Valiant Goals jungler, I think usually go for the Lance because I think the most comfort for them is just the Lancelot. The jungler haven't
Crowned
seen
by
him onto
heaven's
the Hardleys
mandate,
or maybe
my legacy shall
YSS might
endure.
not be the answer here because YSS is kind of slow into the game and they have too much early game, too much invite coming in with two heroes that is the Uranus and Carmilla, yeah, from the side of Team Dark Hawks. Valiant Ghouls, on the other hand, has the opportunity to pick out If they go for the Lancelot, good pick against
They
that
call me a hero
Zaitian.
because I saved my
So,
nation
oh
from
no, they will
falling
go for the
apart.
YSS. Early game, not a good call for YSS in this draft.
Pain
Lance
is the
was
proof that
workable
I'm
enough
still
because you need that
alive.
constant engage, disengage. YSS all in. And Brody to answer to that Melissa. Nah, not a Brody. I think Clint Brody, same working mechanics, but Clint with the has too much of range against this Melissa, so I think he wins onto the trade-offs. So, Brody, I think even Carey could have work here. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Brody might suffer against the Melissa, I would say honestly, because um, a good Melissa knows how to position herself and her second skill. So yeah, I think towards the early, even though realistically it is the Brody who will poke more, is more stronger,
Yeah,
but then
early.
Melissa can use her range in a pretty good way. So I think,
So,
but then this
mhm.
Nolan coming up, I'm not a big fan of Nolan.
Yeah, a late game Lawrence falls off. So the late game they have covered up with the Zaitian and that Melissa. Zaitian got the advantage, but the dive is good with Valiant Ghouls. There's a Padang who can use a flicker. There is this Beleric who can flicker alt as well, and to follow it up with the Black Shoes and Shadow Energy, the Lilia. And to top it off, they have the Brody and the YSS to
Till the
execute with the
enemy
Torn Apart
reaches
memory.
the
As we speak of,
battlefield,
we are entering into the
smash
land of
them.
Dawn, guys. It is going to the best of three
All
series between
troops
Team Valiant
deployed.
Ghouls and Team Darkhawks. Game number one of the evening, match number one as well. Isolski along with us here will be a caster for this match number one, game number one of the evening. And it is going to be between Team Valiant Ghouls and Darkhawks. Valiant on the blue, Darkhawks onto the red. QC starting off with the top lane Goblin and again Ripper also onto the top lane side. Ripper again going for the blue buff now. Kyoshi going for the blue. So far, so good. If we talk about the drafting part, so pretty much front to back is from both the side. Uranus constant engage and Kamila can go in again as well. So I think
Let's see how they execute it. Because the pause is, I think, gonna lift pretty soon.
right, as I mentioned, boys and girls and my dear gamers and gamerecies, and gamerecies is specifically for female gamers. And if you have watched GOT or House of the Dragons, you might know there is a Khaleesi that is called Queens of Dragons. So gamerecies is basically is the female part of gamers. So right, maybe coming back to, not maybe, but yeah, coming back to the game. Enough with the references. Valiant Ghouls and Darkhawks. There's a draft. It is going to be again starting point because the team was, both of the teams are facing some technical issues. So I think now we are fine, and again we are starting off with the drafts. And as we were talking about from the talking to Asuya about the drafts, so we have our own point of view. So again we are here under the underdone guys, Asuya.
Yep, just like we mentioned before, both the drafts are pretty strong, and the Benedict just denies dive in and dive out, so Ripper really needs to be careful because the entire point of having a Nolan is you have to dive in and then dive out as soon as possible. So if you get caught up in that string in that moment of time, it will be really deadly for you. And same goes for the Zishan. I think that Vices can pose a lot of threat to the Zishan because she does have the range, she has the early game damage, but she can't really escape towards the late game, especially against the Vices. She only has one flicker. So the positioning and the synergy from the side of Team Darkhawks really, really matter because one good set from that Carmilla and good follow-ups can literally obliterate Team Valiant Ghouls. But then even Team Valiant Ghouls is really strong, and it highly depends that how Team Dark Horse synergize with each other.
Yes, absolutely. And there is the first blood. Celestial Twilight choking down the minions. And again, this time they have cooked again because they knew the losing matchup was on to Brody, so they sent Brody to the top lane. Not even the losing matchup. I think it was quite 50-50, but why to take chances and why not go 100% up? And Brody onto the EXP. Kiyoshi going for the Lethal Wanderer. And they have the early game. I don't know why they're not even waiting. They have the Uranus. They have that Carmilla who can constantly go in. So yeah, they have the Celestial Twilight, but he doesn't have the Wrath of Dryads into the first few minutes of the game. Second turtle is going to be up in just 3-2-1, and here is turtle. And we might see a turtle fight really soon, guys. So I think Team Valiant Ghouls have the upper hand. If you look at the Brody, now they have sent Melissa to the top lane after they lost the first kill onto the bottom lane side. And Ripper, no retribution on point from Kiyoshi. Cry more, might get that mountain shocker. Rather Dryads as well, getting his hands onto Ripper. Ripper gets ripped apart from this Kiyoshi. And we'll be getting 2 kills with this team fight. And I think Team Darkhawks playing, they should have, could have done good onto the early parts into the top lane as well. OT got cooked, just cooked that Melissa up, and I think he's preparing for another cooking, and he will be getting his hands on top lane gold shield. Team Valiant Ghouls are actually winning this fight. Kiyoshi is having that snowball, which was very needed for the YSS, and I think he will be fine for the next few minutes. Ripper needs to, get his hands up, and I think he needs to pull up onto this game. Buckle up, enter top lane as well. There will be the go away from Melissa, but no turn apart memory available from O2 got cooked. There is the Wrath of Dryads as well. Consecration going in for the kill to the Uranus, but survives with a slither of HP. Close call for Uranus.
We can already see how Team Valiant Ghouls are controlling the entire map. The rotations are so fast, and that's what Lilia provides. And Nolan, this is why I'm not really a big fan. And I think that Brody pick was, taken just keeping that Nolan in mind because Brody is kind of anti-assassin diamond pick coming up. So I think pretty good matchup, pretty good control, 5-0. The goal lead also into their hands.
Well, absolutely. And I think right now, Team Valiant Ghouls are doing their part very good. The execution is on point. The power spike wasn't there from Ripper as well as the Scrim more. So they shouldn't have taken the fights. Team Valiant Ghouls showing how to play the synergizing game, and they're doing it wonderfully well. Turtle is going to be a YSS, is having the time of his life. I need to see some itemization right now. So far, so fourth. Okay, there's a Fury Hammer. And the top lane, this Brody got a snowball. 4 kills on him. He should be having the Sky Piercer as well. Fury Hammer and rushing down the Sky Piercer. Good choice. There's a curse of blood onto just one people. Crymore is onto a very bad position. Crymore is going to get slithered down by Team Valiant Ghouls right now.
Well, absolute, Nolan is one of those assassins who really needs early game snowball, and that is something he's not really getting because he's already 0-2. Meanwhile, same goes for the YSS. The more snowball he gets, the more stacks onto that Sky Piercer, he's, farming a lot. And yes, there we have it. Already a lot of kills, a lot of gold in the hands of Kyoshi, and just like you said, the Brody is having the best time of his life. The Melissa really can't do anything at this point. I think that first move where they sent they just changed the EXP and the gold lane really favored them a lot because then the Uranus was only level 3 near the turtle and then easy turtle for the entire team. All of them got that level 4 and the enemy was still level 3 and that's from where they started that snowball which is not really stopping at all because they even, both the teams are kind of evenly matched because both of them have 4 early, 1 late. But that early is literally spiking for Team Valiant goals at this point because Team Dark Horse really can't do anything. And just like we mentioned, that heavily synergy dependent team comp which they have, not really working out for them. It's kind of, already torn apart before even the match started.
Well, absolutely. And right now, Valiant Ghouls having the time of their life. Brody as well. Melissa looking for the trades on the top lane. They will go for the bottom lane as well. Trade-wise, they are doing good, but they lost the mid lane turret as well. All tier 1 structure are down. There is a fist break crack combo onto... Oh, not crack. There's a fist break right there. To Crymore right there. So far, Team Valiant Ghouls onto the control of the game. Need to see itemization again. Where is Kyoshi at this point? It is almost 6 minutes mark. He's level 10. Commendable right there. There he is. Those 2 Sky Piercers already and going for the Malefic Gun and right now going for the Endless Battle. This Brody and this YSS. So far, I think Team Valiant Ghouls doing really good part into the game. We can see Ghost going for the bottom lane structure as well. I think quite not in a very good position. We're just there to just check on him so that he doesn't get falls down from the hands of Team Valiant Ghouls. Kyoshi is enjoying. He has that, the Thunder Strike and the Sky Piercer as well. We'll be looking out for some pickoffs. O2 got cooked. Looking for some flicker plays. No, Nolan gets caught off guard and Nolan just got decimated right there. Unstoppable from that O2 got cooked right there.
I mean, at this point, who is stopping this Brody? As well as the Vices, both of them stacking the Sky Piercer too. Pretty easy for them. With this, the Vices once again with the Mountain Shocker and the Fury of the Phoenix along with the Flicker being forced up and the Curse of Blood connecting onto the Bell Ring too. But unfortunately, 2 easy kills for the side of Team Valiant Ghouls, and with this, they're going for the second tier onto the mid lane. Like only 8 minutes, like 7.5, almost 8 minutes. And just look at the map control, look at the goal lead, look at the kill lead.
Kill lead is on 2 hands with although the 10-0, man. Come on, like it's just too much domination coming in from Valiant Ghouls. I don't know what Darkhawks were thinking into the early part of the game. They couldn't able to manage to get that early game onto their hands. And even with the necessary emblems as well. If you talk about the emblems, they have the Uranus had the fast clear with the concussive blast. I don't know why they didn't invade. Okay, solo kill onto the bot. I believe able to escape. I think he has a flicker. He sends it out. He is going for the flicker as well. That's a fist break crack combo from the Ripper from the Zyrex. And a good play from the side of Valiant Ghouls right there.
And the Curse of Blood along with the Mountain Shaker into the back lines, and it will be the Zishan falling. A double kill for Kyoshi as the fist break also comes up, and Realme in a really low HP, and a mega kill secured by Lilia. And with this pretty good trade off, but then the Nolan, look at the level difference, look at the goal difference, and yet the Nolan finds the flank, man. What a gameplay. I think if they are, if they manage to stall towards the late game, if Melissa gets the farm, they might be able to pull off something, but it will be really hard at this point.
I mean, need the Melissa to farm up. I think need the Nolan to farm up. Nolan has a little bit of damage, so they can do it. But I think Team Darkhawks to make a comeback into the game, they need at least 15. They need to reach at least 15 minutes mark, because if you see the itemization, there's a huge gap between both the teams. A 10k gold lead. Team Valiant Ghouls are leading ahead by 10k. It's actually crazy to see that amount of gold lead into scrims. But the Hawks need to step up a little bit because the Lord is marching on the top lane right there.
Yep, I think it's a pretty easy to defend Lord since there is also the they do have the Melissa as well as the Zacian, and they're kind of playing safe for now,
Yes,
and
yes.
that's what is needed. But the lane sync, though, I think a bit bit laggy on that lane sync. Team Valiant Ghouls, they are trying to go in for the first inhibitor, but they really need the Belric to initiate, followed by the Badang. And Brody, he already has the Malefic gun, so the range is kind of insane. So let's see if they follow up this Lord, or they are trying to take down an inhibitor, or will Team Darkhawks be able to defend for maybe one good set from that Carmilla?
Yes, and I think there is a possible Celestial Toilet just got chunked down to that slither of HP. Two for, I think, two tray right now. Double kill for that Kyoshi. Base is quite too open. Melissa going in the model. Kyoshi going in for the Melissa. Triple kill, and the Nexus is quite open, and I think he got the Maniac as well. And there will be the highlights just to get to know about that Maniac. There is the Fury of Phoenix. Curse of Blood. Celestial Toilet falls down. The second one was Badang, but the Kyoshi with the follow up got 2 kills. And third one was onto that Melissa. He will just go in, and the Melissa falls down. And I think he got Maniac. Yeah, right there. Yeah, he got the Maniac. A Maniac and a
Yeah.
wonderful play coming in from the side of Team Valiant Ghouls. Kyoshi back to back MVP consecutively from, I would say, three. Today is the fourth today. And yesterday he didn't get the MVP from the Fanny, but I think after that he also got the MVP. So well played by Team Valiant Ghouls.
Pretty aggressive gameplay, I would say. Can't say much. I think that strategy where they swap the lanes literally helped them out to get the snowball. And once the Prodi as well as the Voices got the snowballs they needed, it was like everyone got the snowball. And the lead was so much, the game kind of ended in 11 minutes. I think Kyoshi was level 15 right around the 9th minute. I think so. Not really sure even before that. So we need to check up on that. But yeah, really aggressive gameplay. And that synergy which we were hoping for, high risk, high reward draft coming in from the side of Team Hawks didn't really work out. So yep, risk and no reward for them. But let's see what happens towards the second match because we'll be moving on to the second match. So what do you think? Will we see some, the same kind of meta bans which happened or some because usually they do those respect bans when the second match comes up.
I mean, we might be able to see some respect bans, but I think you don't need to ban a lot of respect. You don't need to ban a lot of heroes that a particular player play well. Just I think if the players are the one trick, I think you can ban it out then because that will put them in a very uncomfortable position. But the level gap was insane. Level 15 was hit by 9.30 second mark by that Kyoshi. And also, there's a fun fact of this Algambo Esports scrims. Suya, should I tell you that fact?
Yeah.
I mean, the fastest level 15 in the Algambo Esports, I think it was by Mr. Consistent from Team Mavericks. I think it was level 15 by 8 minutes and 37 seconds. So somebody needs to break the record.
Yeah. Let's see who breaks the record because teams and we all are waiting too. So should we go for a small break for the second match?
I think it will be starting real soon, but I think if it will be shortly going into the drafting phase, but we will go for the draft. Yeah. Here's the draft. Well, in Ghouls had the second. It was how will be getting second pick, and Darkhawks has the first pick now.
I think at least the Belric should be banned away because as much as I've seen Team Valiant Ghouls really love picking that Belric onto the EXP. And it kind of works out pretty well for them too, because that's just how strong the Belric is. Because 1 second of taunt, one good ultimate can literally decimate the entire team. And we saw that happening already because the Patang, when he went in the last team fight, I think he kind of messed up because he couldn't really mark down the marksman or the mage. But then the Belric came up with a good follow up, which the Brody as well as the rest of the team could follow. So I
Even the
think
fullest
pretty
bloom.
good crowd control,
Hail.
kind of
You should be
scary
ashamed for not
tank coming
trusting
up.
yourself.
But
Still waters run
Hirara,
deep.
was she banned even in the previous match? So
Different perspectives expose
Yeah, she
the
was banned
same
into the
truth.
previous match, and again she will be banned.
1.
Okay, Darkhawks again marking Kyoshi, Ling, and Hirara, and there is this guy, the Atlas. Ban. Valiant Ghouls has the opportunity to ban out. They have to ban out the Udara. And I would say have opportunity to ban out Belleric, in my opinion. Don't need to give the Belleric to the opponents. I hope it is okay. It is really with the Paquito. Just go Belleric for the first pick. Just go Belleric. Lock on. Yes. Very good, Darkhawks. Very good.
well, really expected. I think he's become really scary in this season, this meta. Belric. So it's the Atlas, and Atlas has been banned away, so Belric kind of a great pick. So let's see what Team Valiant goals go for this time. They do have the Badang option open again, but then I'm really, really curious to see what EXP they choose because I haven't really seen them play anything except the Carmilla as well as the Belric
It's
onto the
time to go to
EXP.
the
And okay,
RT show
Celestial will
for
be
some
going in for the
fun.
Uranus and Lilia. Ever since they changed their mid laner, so this is, I think, it's the mid laner's third match into the scrims, and all three matches were with Lilia.
Yesterday, I think you were in present, but yeah, as you mentioned, 3 matches consecutively with Danrelia. And because they opened out the lane, but I don't know why Lilia into the
Among the
first
planes
picking
exists
phase.
the equilibrium.
Ha, like Lilia, I think good hero, but come on, man, come on. No need to show Kufra this early. Darkhawks could go for something else. Just use your flex pick as a surprise for Team Valiant Ghouls. And talking about Lilia, workable enough now because they have the Kufra needs to go for engage. It's all in from the side of Team Darkhawks. But the divers, they need the divers. Valiant Ghouls have the Uranus. Might go for a marksman into the early part, then ban out a lot of a lot of marksmen. So, it will be the Gato. I'm not a big fan of the Gato into the early part as well. Could have gone for the marksman, either the Brody, or could have gone the Melissa themselves and then ban out the Melissa or the Brody or the Moscow. Come on, man. Like, nobody's gonna ban out the Gatot Casa, in my opinion, into the second banning phase.
Maybe
I've
they're
been
just
waiting
saving,
for too
they just
long.
want to see what the
Pain
marksman
is the
picks
proof
as well
that
as the
I'm
jungle
still
picks will be from the
alive.
other side, so just saving the cards. But then, just like you said, that Kufra pick this early wasn't necessary, nor the Gatot Kacha, because no one really bans them out. And I
Come on,
think,
Dexter.
that
It's our
Cobra has been picked
showtime.
up because Eve, when she ults, like the RWM is a really powerful utility tool, right? But then when she ults, she's really susceptible to
I
taking
am a
damage,
daughter of
to
Northern
dying.
Vale.
And
I
especially in
swear
this
to
assassin
protect it till
meta,
my last
there will be
breath.
something, you need an assassin who can dive in, maybe something like a Lancelot who can dive in onto the Eve since Ling Han Hirara has been banned away. So just pick Kufra. It's already a safe option. Maybe that's what they thought because Kufra can counter almost most of the assassins. But Lance is pretty easily, he can escape that Kufra pretty well because he's immune kind of most of the times. He can dash from under the
Shh.
Kufra's
When you
wall. He
gaze
can
into the
use a
abyss,
second skill.
Oh,
So let's
this
see if Team
stays a
Valiant goals go
spy.
for that. But
what the?
it is a Selena onto the jungle. And it's all for magic damage dealers. So
I think if Darkhawks needs to, get the advantage into the early, just go some early heroes. Just go and invade the Selena. So slow jungle. Just get Lonan this time again for yourself. Even if not the Lonan, you can go for maybe, or maybe
I'm
just go for
born with
Univer
Sanjo.
K and Hanabi. Good choice into the marksman, but you still have the Melissa. Oh, hell no. No, Dairoth. Cooking into the dart by Valiant Ghouls. Selena onto the jungle. Dairoth onto the EXP. Oh, sorry, onto the gold. Uranus onto the EXP.
no,
On the
I think
gold.
it
A
is
lot of.
direct.
Oh, it is the okay. It was on
It's a
posture.
purple.
Yeah. So I think they might
You
testing
know,
the waters
I
this
thought
time.
it's that jungle and Selena gold.
No, it not
Or
going to be
maybe
Selena
Lilia
Gold.
gold, Selena mid.
No, no. Let us see. No, let us see. What good assumptions here right there.
I think it's kind of troll draft. Honestly, a troll
I would
draft
not
coming
say
from Team
troll in this
Valiant.
meta. Anything can work out in this meta. If Saber can work out in MSC, so I think. So let's just break down the draft first of all. Asya, should we?
Yeah, but you know, Saber works because he can one-shot assassins, but why would you pick Selena in front of a Khufra? And I was just saying that a Lancelot is a safe pick because he can move away from that Khufra, doesn't really get a stun locked, but a Selena can. So I don't know what they're planning. Let's see how and what, because maybe it's just
Absolutely.
because you know, Cyrix dives in and then Uranus dives in, then Kiyoshi can just stun them from behind. Lilia will always be accompanying the tank, so that's all I can think of for now. But I think, you know, just the mere presence of this Guinevere can literally change the entire flow of the game because Guni is just that strong when it comes to controlling tanky junglers or maybe the tanks, the EXPs, even the assassins can be just one shot down by her. And all she can do is go for, you know, a bit of a tanky build.
I mean, you just pointed out really, really beautifully. Into the top lane, we are seeing Popper and Koopa is going themselves, forcing themselves to that again. The same tempo. Why not? Why are you leeching your Guinevere, man? Come on. Darkhawks is so behind into the micro, like not even micro, I think macro. It was just a basic rotation coming in from Valiant Ghouls, and they got the kill. And now the Popo has a snowball. But yeah, as you mentioning that Selena against the Kufra, I think they have the advantage into the early part of the game, team the Valiant Ghouls, but they have to look out for the level 4 spike. And the Guinevere, the powerful against the tanky junglers. And also, she is immune to the CC, so whenever you think that you might not be able to escape that Abyssal Arrow, just use your Violet Requiem and you will be able to escape that. But Kiyoshi going in for the Abyssal Arrow onto that Kufra, but I don't think so. He will be going a bouncing ball, but Kufra alone, getting a lot of shadow energy. Yaduvir was a lot behind and was not able to help it. There will be the Abyssal Arrow. No Purify from the side of Team Darkhawks. Valiant Goose again deciding the tempo of the game. Celestial Twilight from the bottom lane side, good rotation and have to fall back. I don't know why he came there just to aura farm. And the turtle will be onto the bottom lane side, and Team Valiant Ghouls have the map control for the bot side as well.
I can already see, you know, the difference in rotation, the difference in macro, the difference in decision making from both the teams. I think Team Darkhawks is kind of slow when it comes to that because why are you using that RWM when there is literally no damage dealer present? 2 heals, Belric with the ultimate, a lot of taunts coming in. 4 versus 2, stun once again, Kiyoshi takes down Crime more. And look at the dive-ins coming in once again, a lot of shot coming in from the Lily as Godfathers takes another kill onto its journey. And with this, another pretty good Abyssal Arrow connecting up and double kill secured by the Popple. And with this, only 3 minutes into the game, the first tier has been taken away. It's kind of funny. Just look at Team Valiant goals. They're playing 5 men together. Even the marksman is rotating, man.
The beauty of the Purple and Koopa into the early game is just this only. But if the game goes beyond 15 minutes, it's just GTs. But I don't think so it will go because the first turret has been already down that to mid lane. Yeah, it's just too difficult for the side of Team Darkhawks. Now the top lane will be marked. There's so much good zoning coming from Lilia. Drafting point of view, I think Team Darkhawks could have made it a little better if they had a little bit better mid control. But the E is just too much scaling right there. And there is Abyssal Arrow onto Guinevere. Now follow up. And Guinevere needs to lock onto someone. He put a spatial migration. There is 2 Abyssal Arrow onto top lane. Looking for Hanabi now. He's got onto that Guinevere and burst it down. Kiyoshi killing that Guinevere. Very good rotation. And this is still in the jungle, guys. Not even mage.
I mean, the Guni knew that she was already stunned and she even knew that Selena is around, so why is she not playing it safe? Like, she should have at least hit behind the creep so that she doesn't get stunned. So I think a bit of I would say, a bit less map awareness coming in from the team Dark Horse. And here it is two tanks going up against a Bell. Uranus can't really do anything about it. Hanabi really needs, scales way too late. And with the kind of gold gap they are having, I don't really think that she will be useful into these team fights. So yeah, Million Ghouls, they had just decided to end this game as soon as possible. And I even see that happening because just look at the damage coming in from the coupon to the Hanabi needs force recall, but the Kyoshi and the AOG drop, the stun connects up and Ghosts literally gets sandwiched, decimated out there. And once again into the backline, just look at the Uranus harassing the Eve. Eve needs to back off for now. The Kufra, this is the Belric kind of all alone. And Abyssal stuns just connecting over and over, and at this point I think even the purple is so much farmed up, the even the Belric getting shredded down. And look at the control. Look at that. Another Abyssal arrow connects. The RWM can't really save Hanabi from anything at this point because the gold lead is way too much. The match control is there. And I don't really see Guinevere in any of these team fights since she's just decided to split push towards the bot lane.
Look at the Kubra. Look at the Kubra. When he will go into the tier 2 structure, he just I think it isn't captured into the replay. Just rewind onto that when Kufra was ulting onto that tier 2 structure. Like, I mean, what was the Tyrant's Tyrant's Rage? It was onto no one. He just holy, like, come on, man.
Well, we can say, safe to say that I think even the hero mastery isn't enough, but just like I said, just look at the Guinevere. She doesn't even care about team fights at this point. She's just so focused on split pushing.
Zilong in face of Guinevere, I think Zilong just became so beautiful enough. And okay, never mind. And I think he just watched Team Falcons versus Young Gun Galacticus, and you know what, Asuya, in that match also Guinevere was pushing and it pushed out to the same turret and he just pushed onto the inhibs of the Falcons. And by the way, Young Gun Galactus won, guys, so I'm just happy. So Kyoshi is going again with the Abyssal Arrow, was able to go in, or he was trying to bait out some abilities right there, but too much of blunders coming in from Darkhawks. Come on, man, you need to up your game. It's fine, it's a scrims and you might lose the scrims, but you need to play it out seriously. Even if it's a scrim, drafting wise, you have a lot of scaling heroes, even in the mid-lane scaling, and you are losing because of that only. There's too much early damage. At least could have gone for the Kimmy themselves, or could have baited out the Lilia for themselves. Only if they had the Lilia for themselves, Darkhawks could have, could have a very early, easy game. But no, we can see the Kyoshi even diving into the turrets of the base turret of the Team Darkhawks, still going alive. How he's going alive back? Come on, guys. Where's my Kufra with the bouncing ball? Okay, there is a spatial migration of Violet Requiem onto John Cena right there, because you can't see him, so that's why he just ulted John Cena right there.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Well, and with this, only 3 inhibitors, and the gold shield also topples down from the bot lane. And it's only 7.5 minutes. It's kind of a rinse and repeat of the earlier game, and just like you were surprised, I'm also surprised that Selena dives in onto a Belric, does not get taunted. Really surprising. And with this, the second turtle, no, it's the third turtle. Or is it the second? I have lost count because the entire camera is fixed towards the base of Dark Horse. And I think if Guinevere, at least if Guinevere had been there in some of those team fights, she could have crowd controlled someone, and at least one kill would be in the hands of Team Dark Horse. So I don't know why she decided that, but yes, they left the turtle, going in for the Lord, looking for an early end, and Kufra jumps in onto the Gadotkacha, followed by the Popul. There is also, but they don't really have any damage dealer because most of the damage should be coming in from the Hanabi, and she really needs at least late game for that to work out. And Eve is not burst mage, she's more of a utility mage. And their entire team draft, I think at this point, is centered around the Guinevere as well as the Hanabi, but Guinevere is not present in those team fights and Hanabi does not have the scaling.
Come on, come on. I mean, Darkhawks, you can do better, I know. Oh no, there's a Koopa that is going to take onto that purple and Koopa. But he has a Winter Crown, but a Kyoshi with the Abyssal Arrow, sneak on. with that Gunnever, and he will just get decimated by that Kiyoshi. Lord is marching down to the mid lane side. Recall taunt is coming from Zyrex as well. Team Valiant Ghouls looking for some engage, and the two got cooked has got the Malefic gun as well. Will have the range advantage. Will go for the lock-in onto the base side of the mid lane side. And Team Valiant Ghouls is looking for the end. Abyssal Arrow connecting onto the Billeric. Again, AOTG connecting onto Crymore and misses out with that Tyrant's Rage, and there will be Tyrant's Revenge combo. Celestial Twilight falls down. That was the second kill going in favor of Team Dark Hawks. There's a special migration. Nobody holds there. O2 got cooked. Is cooking Team Dark Hawks onto their base. Next is quite too open. That's the Tyrant's Revenge onto that O2. Have to fall back. There is triple kill for this O2. Might look for a Maniac. Crymore is about to fall down, but no! Team Valiant Ghouls is winning the match with the valiantness that they showed into this game 2. With sheer domination, they won the match. Number 1, best of 3 series by a clean sweep.
I think Team Darkhawks, last time I saw their match, they did have a lot of synergy, but today it just felt like they swapped all their players or something, because literally zero synergy, no synergy at all. So I think they really need to work on that part. And then towards this last team fight, what is the Eve doing? Ulting in front of so many members. Cobra is ulting solo. Bellric is ulting solo. The Guinevere is somewhere else onto the map. So yeah, I think a bit of a less control on the heroes themselves, and then followed up by less synergy by the entire team.
All right. And we can see that there is a possible... not even possible. I think Team, Valiant Ghouls just improving game by game. I think the match, when they were started off their skills on Tuesday, they were just, they lost 0-2. And after that, every match they have won is just 2-0. And it is a Friday, and I think we will be continuing the scrims on to the next Monday. So we will have 2 more matches coming up, guys. And the next match, it is going to be between Team ARX Esports versus Team Godfathers. And I heard that good things about Team Godfathers, and I was watching the game of Team Godfathers as well, and they were just playing really, really good. I think there were no kills given by both the side of team, at least approximately around 7 minutes mark. So would love to see good that game as well. So don't go anywhere, guys. Again, more good matches coming up your way. See you guys after a short break. Until then, don't go anywhere, and also like, share, subscribe the stream, and also follow us onto our Twitch. Also, the X now, and also on Instagram, Discord, and also you can join onto our Discord as well, and also see our website, algambo.com. The links will be onto the description box. See you guys after a short break.
गुड इवनिंग बेबी सज्जनों, आप सभी को स्वागत करता हूं मैं एसटीजी। मेरे साथ रहेंगे शिनरा फॉर द सेकंड गेम ऑफ द नाइट एंड द लास्ट डे ऑफ द स्क्रीम फॉर दिस वीक। मोबा वार्मअप क्लास सीरीज पे आप सभी को स्वागत करता हूं। अल्गैम्बो स्पोर्ट्स द्वारा ये प्रोड्यूस किया गया स्क्रिम्स, जो कि अंडरडॉग टीम्स को बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प कर रही है बिकॉज टू ग्रो, टू नो द पोटेंशियल, नो देयर पोटेंशियल, टू नो द ड्राफ्ट, टू नो द mechanics and the strategies meta going right now in the scene. ये मैच रहेगी ARX Esports बनाम टीम द गॉडफादर्स। द गॉडफादर्स ने कल बढ़िया खेला था अगेंस्ट मॉरिन रॉयल्स, बट इन द एंड एंडिंग उनके हिसाब से नहीं गई थी, मॉरिन रॉयल्स के हिसाब से गई थी। 2-1 से जीते थे मॉरिन रॉयल्स यस्टरडे, बट टुडे दे हैव अ चांस टू शो अ विन फॉर देयर साइड, टू मेक थिंग्स क्लियर दैट कि नहीं, कल वाली चीज जो हुई थी वो वापस दोहराई नहीं जाएगी। क्या लग रहा है शिनर भाई, आज भी तीसरे
Different
पायदान पे गेम
perspectives
जाएगी या फिर 2
expose the
मैच पे ही
same
खत्म
truth.
करेगी ARX या गॉडफादर?
बिल्कुल देखने वाली बात होगी। लाइक जिस तरीके से कहते हैं ना कि लोहा तपता है उतना उतना ही मजबूत होता है, तो यहाँ पे आज वो मजबूती वो परखी जाएगी कितनी ज्यादा रहने वाली है। ये गॉडफादर्स कल बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से खेले थे, लेकिन जैसे आपने कहा वो रिवर्स स्वीप आया था और लाइक कल ना बहुत बोल सकते हैं आप कि झोंक दिया था अपने आप को। लेकिन आज देखते हैं किस तरीके से आता हुआ दिखेगा, वो गेम प्ले किस तरीके से रहेगा, थोड़ी सी अप्रोचेस यहाँ पे किस तरीके की चेंज होती हुई हमें दिखेगी। अर्ली गेम पे डोमिनेट करते हुए दिखेंगे या फिर पहले जैसे डिसिप्लिन वे में खेल रहे थे वो मौके की तलाश में, या फिर वैसा गेम प्ले आने वाला है। अब बात करें मेटा की भी ना, ये मेटा भाई बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजिंग चल रहा है इस समय। इवन प्रो टीम्स भी जो है वो लाइक दिखा रही है कि अगर वो अडेप्ट ना कर पाए तो वो भी बाहर हो जाती है इतने बड़े टूर्नामेंट्स में। तो कहीं ना कहीं वो दर्शाता है कि आपको कि मेटा के ऊपर कितना ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए, क्योंकि कुछ कुछ पिक्स ऐसे हैं मेटा के अंदर जो बहुत बड़ा बोलते हैं कि इम्पैक्ट लेके आते हैं। एक छोटी सी गलती है और पूरा गेम आपका जो है वहां पे पलटता हुआ दिखता है। और चलिए यहाँ पे पिक करने की बात करें तो वो आता हुआ दिखेगा। ओके, इडोरा पिक के साथ गए हैं यहाँ पे आरएक्स ई स्पोर्ट्स। और दूसरी तरफ अगर बात करें गॉडफादर, उनकी तरफ से लेट गेम इंश्योरेंस आता हुआ दिखेगा। सिसिलियन पिक किया गया है यहाँ पे एसटीजी, मिडलेन की तरफ आते हुए दिखेंगे जरूर। वो थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि पोक काफी अच्छा खासा मिलेगा उनको, डैमेज भी बहुत अच्छा खासा बढ़ता है लेट गेम की तरफ। लाइक सिसिलियन थोड़े से बीच टाइप के बन जाते हैं, उनको रोकने के लिए आपको थोड़ा सा लाइक बर्स्ट वगैरह चाहिए होगा या बैकलिन टारगेट करने के लिए। और उसी के साथ उठाते हुए हमें दिखेंगे लिंग और यहाँ पे ड्रैगन का आगमन।
बहुत बढ़िया, लिंग एंड द ड्रैगन, सो डू द यूडोरा। तो आपके पास ऐसे हीरोज है जो कि बैकलाइन कैरी को परेशान कर सकते हैं, एज वेल एज जो डिस्फॉर्मेशन बना सकते हैं। यानी कि अगर आप कोई क्लच मोमेंट के लिए जा रहे हो या फिर गैंग करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, उसको जो है थोड़ा सा ब्रेकआउट कर सकते हैं। यूजोंग एंड लिंग हैव दैट चांस, एंड स्टन के लिए आपके पास यूडोरा पहले से ही मौजूद है। ओह, दैट्स अ गुड पिक। आई एम एक्चुअली नॉट सरप्राइज विद दिस पिक बिकॉज आई थिंक कि ईशन एक ऐसा पिक है जो हर एक मेटा में चलता है, जो हर एक हीरोज के अगेंस्ट चलता है। एंड समहाउ अगर आपके पास अर्ली स्नोबॉल है देन यू कैन परफॉर्म वेल, एंड ये मेटा कुछ उसी तरीके का जा रहा है। ये मेटा ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपने अर्ली गेम अपने हाथों रख दिया तो लेट गेम आपका ही रहेगा, ऐसा एश्योर्ड नहीं है ये मेटा। बिकॉज इफ लाइक सोचिए कि क्लॉड 0-3-0 में भी चल रहा है, बट सडनली ही गेट्स 3 or 4 kills एंड इन एन इंस्टेंट, तो ऑब्वियसली उसके पास वो पावर स्पाइक आ जाता है एंड ही कैन कैरी द लेट गेम। तो लेट गेम पे कमबैक्स हो रहे हैं, हमने 30-40 मिनट के गेम भी देखे बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट्स में, इनटू द ऑफिशियल सीन्स एज वेल। तो दैट्स व्हाई ईशन शिन इस मेटा में, सिसिलियन इस मेटा में बहुत अच्छा काम करेगा फॉर द गॉडफादर। बट आई विल सजेस्ट क्लॉड एज वेल एज मिनोटॉर यहाँ पे बैन होना चाहिए, बिकॉज मिनोटॉर कहीं ना कहीं एक अच्छा पिक रहेगा फॉर ARX Esports. Because look at it, they do have a Link, they do have a Eudora. The only thing they are not having is right now the heal. The heal with the setup, Minotaur will be the best pick for them. Minotaur आपको बैन कर देना चाहिए।
देखने वाली बात होगी यहाँ पे। और अकाई बैन किया गया था गॉडफादर की तरफ से, तो अच्छा एक रहेगा। वो बोल सकते हैं कि आप थोड़ा सा डिसंगेज कहीं ना कहीं मिनिमाइज करना चाहते थे। और लेट्स सी यहाँ पे क्या पिक आता हुआ दिखेगा। मॉस्को के साथ जाते हुए दिखेंगे तो 2 DPS हमें दिखने वाले हैं यहाँ पे। और टावर को बहुत ज्यादा खतरा रहेगा, अगर एक भी टीम फाइट जीतते हैं तो वहां पे बोल सकते हैं कि उसको कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं बहुत अच्छी तरीके से। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा संभल के भी आपको रहना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि इडोरा वो बुश की तरफ रहेगी। आपको थोड़ा सा विजन के लिए वायसेस आपके पास जरूर मौजूदा रहेगा, एक प्लस पॉइंट यहाँ पे जरूर जाता हुआ दिखता है। लेकिन दूसरी साइड की अगर बात करें तो वहां से चलिए, ये बढ़िया पिक, वो रेंज उनको मिलेगी जो पीछे से पोक करने के लिए चाहिए, और चिप का आगमन होगा। ओके, ये थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग पिक हो चुका है। यहाँ पे चिप आए हैं, क्या लगता है यहाँ पे क्या कार्मिला आ सकती है, क्योंकि चिप के अगेंस्ट हमने देखा है कि कार्मिला काफी अच्छी तरीके से वर्क करता है, और आई थिंक इस लाइनअप के साथ कार्मिला इट कैन वर्क, और चिप के साथ तो एब्सोल्युटली वर्क करता ही है। तो लेट्स सी यहाँ पे क्या आता है, क्या लगता है इस चीज यहाँ पे कि चिप्स के अगेंस्ट में आपको क्या लेना चाहिए?
जी, मुझे लग रहा है कि यहाँ शायद से हो सकता है कि लाइक यहाँ पर इनटू द रोम क्रॉक, अच्छा
ओह,
भी बढ़िया पिक है, बट मैं पता नहीं क्यों मिनोटॉर सोच रहा था इवन फॉर द गॉडफादर्स, क्योंकि लाइक मिनोटॉर अगर होता है यहाँ पे, नॉट द मिनोटॉर, कैरमेला ज्यादा अच्छा रहता चिप के अगेंस्ट, एंड दे डू हैव अ
वही मैं सोच रहा
सिसिलियन, तो कैरमेला
था।
थोड़ा सा अच्छा रहने वाला था यहाँ पे। बट इट्स फाइन, आई मीन यू आर गोइंग विद द ग्रॉक, आप कंफर्ट के साथ रहना चाहते हो, अपने जो रेस्पेक्ट पिक है, और बोल सकते हो कि कंफर्ट पिक है जिसके साथ आप बहुत ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस किए हो, जिसके कण कण को आप जानते हो, उसके साथ आप जाना चाहते हो। एंड अगेंस्ट अ चिप आई थिंक इतना ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं होगा, बट एट द सेम मोमेंट थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम इसलिए हो सकता है क्योंकि लिंक के पास मोबिलिटी है एंड चिप के पास वो शॉर्टकट अल्टीमेट है, सो डेफिनेटली वो पोर्टल्स थोड़े से दिक्कत दे सकते हैं आपको, बट अदर देन दैट अगर लेट गेम जाता है, आई ट्रूली बिलीव कि उनके पास लेट गेम के बहुत सारे पोटेंशियल हीरोज हैं, सेसिलियन, मॉस्कोप, ईशनशिन, सारे लेट गेम पोटेंशियल हीरोज हैं, they can actually perform well, and even Eastern can perform well in the early phase, so both the drafts are good. Let's see who will be taking on the game and who will be taking on the crown, because game number 1 is here, guys, at the Algambo Esports weekly scrim clash. You're right now watching Eric's Esports going straight against team Godfathers, who have already tasted a defeat yesterday. It was not a defeat, it was a true, you can say, bloodthirst, or true potential picker game for them. After game like that, आपकी पूरा रूह जो है वो जग जाती है। तो अभी गॉडफादर्स पूरा वो घायल शेर है, उनको वो घायल तो है लेकिन घातक बनते कि नहीं वो देखने लायक होगा यहाँ पे। ओह लुक एट इट, विनिंग लेन,
बहुत अच्छा प्रयास वहां से आता हुआ। अभी बात करें गेम की, तो जिस तरीके से जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे क्रॉक, वो रहेंगे, थोड़ा इन्वेट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, लिंक को थोड़ा सा परेशान करने के लिए उनका फार्म जो है थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि आप थोड़ा सा लीड करवाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। वहां पे अच्छा प्रयास रहेगा, कोशिश करी थी, पीछे हटना पड़ेगा, चिप वहां पे आएंगे। अब लिंक के साथ दिक्कत ये आएगी ना, जैसे जैसे उनका आइटमाइजेशन आता हुआ दिखेगा तो दो साइड से स्प्लिट पुश दिखेंगे, एक तो चिप दूसरी साइड पे रहेंगे अपोजिट साइड पे, लिंक दूसरी साइड पे, आप बोल सकते हैं कि स्प्लिट पुश कर रहे हैं, और चिप के जैसे ही शॉर्टकट पे कोई फंसेगा तो वहां से अल्टीमेट आएगा और पूरी की पूरी टीम वहां पे पहुंच जाएगी। तो स्प्लिट पुश का भी डर रहता है सामने वाली टीम से, यानी कि गॉडफादर्स की जो टीम है वहां पे वो ऐसा अंधाधुन होके तो स्प्लिट पुश नहीं कर सकते, हर समय आपको डर लगा रहेगा कि चिप कहीं से निकल के ना आ जाए, और एक बार अगर आपको दिख गया चिप वहां पे तो भाई शॉर्टकट खुलेगा, पूरी टीम जो है वो आपके पदार जाएगी इस चरणों पे सीधा आते हुए। और ये देखिए यहाँ पे टॉप लेन की तरफ थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आएगा जरूर, पेट्रीफाई का इस्तेमाल किया है, सस्टेन रोकने का प्रयास, एस्मरल्डा क्या वो बच पाएगी, टेम्पल्स ऑफ ब्लेड का इस्तेमाल किया है, वॉल लगाने का प्रयास बहुत अच्छा था, परंतु बचते हुए जाएंगे। यहाँ पे वाइसेस मौजूदा हैं लेकिन उनके पास अभी अल्टीमेट नहीं है, जिसके कारण वो बचते हुए गए हैं, पीछे हटे हैं अभी भी। लिंग वहां पे मौजूदा है, ब्लेड और टेम्पल सभी उनके पास नहीं रहने वाला है क्योंकि अभी यूज किया था डक, मौजूदा है वहां पे, देखना पड़ेगा, लेकिन चाचा लेके जाएंगे जक उनके हाथ से, रेट्रिब्यूशन का माल का पीछे से डैमेज आता हुआ, फाइट अभी भी कंप्लीट नहीं है, मेज के ऊपर प्रहार किया गया है, अंदर की तरफ गए हैं, डैमेज दिया है, एसओडी जाएगा लेकिन कनेक्ट नहीं होगा। दूसरी साइड की बात करें, एस्मरल्डा काफी ज्यादा सस्टेन करती हुई जा रही है, डैमेज बहुत अच्छी तरीके से सुकअप किया है, वॉल लगाया, बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से फ्लिकर बेट आउट करवा दिया गया है यहाँ पे, और लिंक फार्म करने का प्रयास करें, वोल्टन लावा लेने का प्रयास उनकी तरफ से आता हुआ। अब जिस तरीके का गेम यहाँ पे आता हुआ दिख रहा है, काबिले तारीफ, बहुत बेहतरीन जो किल निकाले वहां पे, टर्टल निकाल ली है, और उसके साथ साथ अब आपके पास एक अच्छी कड़ी जो है उसकी स्टार्टिंग वो हो चुकी है। एआरएक्स ई-स्पोर्ट्स इस समय बोल सकते हैं कि अच्छा स्टार्ट किया है उन्होंने।
एसओडी थ्रोन आउट, बट एट दैट पॉइंट कोई नहीं था वहां पे कनेक्ट करवाने के लिए, बट यही चीज है कि लाइक अगर एसओडी वहां पे कनेक्ट होता भी तो भी लिंक का इतना कुछ ज्यादा बिगड़ता नहीं, बट व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल फ्लिकर कमिंग आउट हियर बाय द यूडोरा, इजीली एस्केप किया, वहां पर पोजीशन गलत थी लेकिन उस पोजीशन से निकल के बाहर आया। ओह सैक्विन क्लॉज कनेक्ट होता हुआ यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा दिक्कत विद अ बैड इंपैक्ट, बट एसओडी वंस अगेन थ्रोन आउट, इट विल जस्ट गेट थ्रोन आउट, नथिंग गोना हैपन आफ्टर एंगेज, तो दूर की बात है कनेक्ट ही नहीं हो रहा है। right now. जैसे बोल रहा था guys, oh what just happened, off cam kill for the Ishinshin, managed to take down the Eudora, knock him out there, but now 2v1 situation coming in as well. और आप देख सकते हैं कि Eudora यहाँ पर मौजूद तो नहीं है, लेकिन Eudora के रिवेंज के लिए 3 बंदे यहाँ पर आ गए थे, शॉर्टकट खुल गया था, लेकिन लेट्स सी, और उस शॉर्टकट के रास्ते यहाँ देखिए बहुत सारे लोग आ चुके हैं। Oh, take charge का इस्तेमाल, what a set it was, what a set it was, but now the revenge arc is coming in, Tempest Blades connected, Noisy goes down, killing spree for the link, gonna take down the Roamer as well, that will be sacked and falling down into the hand of Shreyash, 4 for 2, and that was a 2 for 2. अच्छी compensation थी यहाँ पर टीम ARX Esports के लिए, लेकिन वो सेट, वो फ्लिक का अल्ट, ग्रॉक का, I mean, I can't believe it. मतलब मैंने देखा है टेक चार्जेस, बहुत ही उम्दे टेक चार्जेस देखा है, आई हैव सीन इट फ्रॉम इंडियाज टॉप रोमर्स एज वेल, रूडियस, एपेक्स, बट ये वाला थोड़ा अलग था शिंदा भाई।
कमाल का, ये कमाल का था भाई एकदम, मतलब बोलते ना कि स्वाद आ गया, उस प्रकार का अल्टीमेट था यहाँ देखते हुए। और ये देखिए कोशिश रहेगी फिर दोबारा से डक इनके हाथ से लेके जाना ऑब्जेक्टिव, वो थोड़ा मुश्किल रहेगा मेरे दोस्त। कमाल का गेम प्ले खेल रहे हैं, पिछले बार भी खेल रहे थे हाइपर पे, आई थिंक लेंगी खेल रहे थे शायद, मेरे को ज्यादा रिमेम्बर है, और बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से खेल रहे हैं अभी भी। एचपी की बात करें तो वहां पे भी अच्छा खासा कंट्रोल है उनका, और दूसरी साइड यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आती हुई जरूर है, लेकिन टीम ARX Esports उनकी तरफ से ना लाइक बैलेंस आउट बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से आता है। लाइक एक तरफ गॉडफादर जब भी उठने का कोशिश करती है, एक फाइट जीतने का कोशिश करती है, और लाइक बोल सकते हैं कि बस अपलिफ्ट करने ही वाली होती है, वो गोल्ड का जो मार्च है, वो ग्राफ जो है चेंज होने ही वाला होता है, इतने में वहां से लिंग आ जाते हैं और उसको जो है पूरी तरीके से बैलेंस आउट कर देते हैं। बोलते कि नहीं आप पहले भी उस पे ही थे माइनस पे, अभी भी माइनस पे ही रहोगे, प्लस नहीं होगा आपका यहाँ पे। और ये देखिए कोशिश होती हुई जरूर रहेगी, थोड़ा सा पोक करने का प्रयास किया था अभी, लेकिन भूलिएगा नहीं गॉडफादर उनका जो हीरोज है ना, वो स्केलिंग हीरोज है, लेट गेम में स्केल होगा, मॉस्को यहाँ पे आएंगे तो उनकी तरफ से डैमेज भी आएगा, DPS आएगा अच्छा खासा, और एस्मेराल्डा उनके जब बिल्ड कंप्लीट होगा तो वो और भी ज्यादा सस्टेन करती भी दिखेगी। तो बोल सकते हैं कि गॉडफादर जो है लेट गेम की तरफ थोड़ा सा बैट कर रहे हैं, और लेन क्लियरिंग भी उनके पास अच्छी खासी है भाई। बोल सकते हैं यहाँ पे कि सिसिलियन लेट गेम में बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आप AoE देते हैं अपने अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल करते हुए, मल्टीपल टारगेट को एक साथ हिट कर सकते हैं, और मिनियंस को भी 2 हिट में जब उनके स्टैक बनेंगे तो इजीली गायब कर सकते हैं। देखिए कोशिश यहाँ पे रहेगी स्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर थोड़ी सी बढ़त बनाने के लिए, लेकिन वो रुकने का प्रयास, वॉल लगाया, लिंक को वॉल से नीचे गिराएंगे, अब पीछे हटे हैं तो कूल डाउन जरूर लगेगा। यहाँ पे हाइस रेट्रीब्यूशन के साथ गए हैं यहाँ पे, इंटरेस्टिंग। नॉइजी की बात करें तो फ्लेम रेट्रीब्यूशन के साथ जाते हुए दिखे हैं वो। लेट्स सी किस तरीके का जो है रोटेशन वो आता हुआ दिखेगा। मेज को थोड़ा सा रोकने का प्रयास, बॉल बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आती हुई, ग्रॉक दिख रहा है कि क्यों गए थे ग्रॉक के साथ, वो कंफर्ट जोन उनका, और लाइक उनकी तरफ से एफर्ट्स भाई वो कमाल के आते हुए, हर एक वॉल कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ इम्पैक्ट लाती है इनकी तरफ से। ऐसा नहीं है कि खाली पीली ऐसी लगा दिए, नहीं, जब भी वॉल लगाते तो वहां पे एक ऑप्शन रहता है हमेशा किसी न किसी को मार करने का। फाइनली नॉइजी को यहाँ पे जो है टर्टल वो मिलेगा, पीछे की तरफ बचने का इस्तेमाल किया है, अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल किया है, यहाँ पे शॉर्टकट लगेगा जरूर, लिंक वहां पे मौजूद है, प्लेयर टाइम पर अभी तक खुला नहीं है, कोशिश रहेगा बच के निकलने का प्रयास, ओ इम्यून करके निकलेंगे, शट डाउन देंगे लिंक को, उसी के साथ पीछे हटते हुए डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा मेज की तरफ से। अभी भी लगातार ड्रैगन मौजूदा रहेंगे, जाएंगे, कसस का इस्तेमाल किया है, पैसिव का इस्तेमाल करते हुए हील करेंगे। दूसरी साइड की बात करें एस्मेराल्डा, वो अभी भी लो करते हुए जाते हुए दिखेंगे उनकी तरफ से, लेकिन ये गलती होगी यहाँ पे, क्रो उनका किल लेते हुए जाएंगे, अब पीछे हटना पड़ेगा आपको, टीम गॉडफादर उनको पीछे हटते हुए खेलना पड़ेगा। लेकिन टॉप का जो बोलेंगे यहाँ पे कि मिनियंस जो है ना वो यहाँ पे आ चुके हैं, एसओडी फाइनली कनेक्ट होगा, और आई थिंक उधर की साइड आते हुए देखें जी बिल्कुल मॉस्को वहां पे आ चुके हैं अपना टावर बचाने के लिए। और हाइलाइट्स की समय अगर बात करें तो ये हाइलाइट इस तरीके से बनती हुई दिखी थी, शॉर्टकट का इस्तेमाल किया था, वहां पे रोकने का प्रयास किया, अंदर की तरफ गए, लिंक वहां पे मौजूदा लेना चाहते थे, वाईएसएस का किल, वाईएसएस ने वेट किया, इम्यून किया अपने फर्स्ट किल का इस्तेमाल करते हुए, शट डाउन दिया लिंक को, और पीछे हटे हैं, ड्रैगन मौजूदा थे, पैसिव का इस्तेमाल किया पूरा का पूरा, यहाँ पे टैंक के ऊपर लगाया जिसके कारण थोड़ा सा हील उनको मिला। और दूसरी साइड पे देखिए एस्मेराल्डा वो बच के निकल गई थी, लेकिन वापिस आई, इडोरा का वो बच पड़ा जिसके कारण दिक्कत का सामना करना पड़ा। लेकिन अभी दिक्कत यहाँ पे आती हुई दिखेगी जरूर, क्योंकि इस समय मेज उनका जो डैमेज है, उनका जो पोक है वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आ रहा है इस समय।
डेफिनेटली एंड बात इतनी नहीं है, बात है कि डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म में बहुत सारी स्किल्स भी वेट किया जा रहा है यहाँ पर गॉडफादर की तरफ से, ताकि कुछ टीयर्स जो है वो डिफेंड रहे एंड दैट्स व्हाई अभी तक उनकी एक भी आउटर टीयर्स जो है वो टेक डाउन नहीं किया गया है फ्रॉम द साइड ऑफ टीम एआरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स। तो मैक्रो पे इतना ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा है, इट्स जस्ट 2 टर्टल गए हैं एआरएक्स के हाथों एंड 1 टर्टल आपके पास है एंड स्कोर वाइज भी 6-4 है, दो इट्स नॉट बीन बिग डील एट दैट मोमेंट। गोल्ड वाइज एक छोटी सी गोल्ड लीड बनी है 200-300 गोल्ड की एंड वो भी रिकवरेट हो जाएगी, तो दोनों टीम इट वाज बैकलाइन गए, तुरंत पनिश किया वहां पर, अभी टर्रेट भी सिक्योर कर देंगे बॉट पे। दैट वाज अ ब्यूटीफुल रोटेशन फ्रॉम ईशन चिन आई विल से, क्योंकि इक्शिया ने इसको भापा नहीं था भाई। आई मीन डेफिनेटली गोजेटा नहीं सोचे होंगे कि लाइक पीछे से ऐसे नॉइजी आएंगे टू टॉर्मेंट मी आउट एंड दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड देयर। बट अभी लॉर्ड तुरंत वहां पर देख सकते हैं आप ब्लिस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, बड़ा सा मैक्रो अभी लेने की कोशिश एंड नोबडी इज अवेयर ऑफ इट एंड नोबडी इज गोइंग टू कम आउट टू टेक इट डाउन एंड टेक डाउन प्लीज इवेक्ट दो, बट किस ये में सोडी थ्रोन आउट अगेन। बट वही चीज है कि आप कोशिश तो कर रहे हो, लेकिन एट द सेम मोमेंट शिंदा यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द थिंग, लाइक यू टुक आउट द Sicilian and now you might gonna take out the Ishan Chin, but he used the immune, but it kind of go a little bit deep into the trench, but now look at it, he got a lot of damage, he doesn't have the kill one and that will be it. The revenge will just get successfully taken out from this Moscow with a spear of misery. Lord marching in, Ling is down there and Yuzong is kind of going to clear out the lanes. So right now you have a chance to secure those outer tiers.
बिल्कुल, एक बार यहाँ पे देखिए हाइलाइट्स की तरफ नजर डालते हुए देखेंगे और अभी लाइव फीड की तरफ देखें ना, थोड़ा सा पोक वहां पे भी आता हुआ दिखेगा। स्पियर ऑफ मिजरी का इस्तेमाल किया है, एमएम एक और किल लेके जाएंगे। ओके, लाइव फील्ड की तरफ कोशिश रहेगा, मैच फाइनली शट डाउन होंगे इडोरा की तरफ से और लॉर्ड अभी भी बटन लेन की तरफ मार्च करता हुआ जा रहा है। ओके ओके ओके, फाइट अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुई है, फाइट अभी भी चालू है और ये देखिए मॉस्को का वो डैमेज अब आने लगा है और अच्छा खासा डैमेज यहाँ पे देते हुए दिख रहे हैं। फाइनली यहाँ पे उनका जो है बिल्ड कंप्लीट होता दिखेगा। ओ दिक्कत हो सकती है, स्पियर ऑफ मिजरी बचेंगे जरूर, एक अच्छी बचते हुए यहाँ पे डैमेज आएगा मॉस्को की तरफ से, फिनिश ऑफ करना चाहते हैं यहाँ पे ड्रैगन को, बिल्कुल किलिंग स्प्री लेके जाएंगे लेकिन ड्रैग वो नॉइजी को निकाल देंगे। एस्मेराल्डा के ऊपर प्रहार होता हुआ दिखेगा, टॉप लाइन की तरफ कोशिश रहेगी लेकिन एस्मेराल्डा के पास हील इतना ज्यादा है, शील्ड उनकी तरफ से आते हुआ दिखेगा। ओ पीछे से बैकअप आ चुका है, यहाँ पे क्या एस्मेराल्डा फिनिश ऑफ होगी? जी नहीं, शील्ड वो बचते हुए निकलेंगे यहाँ पे, कमाल का उनकी तरफ से, लेकिन क्रो वहां भी मौजूद आते, अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल किया है एक्शिया ने, क्या बच पाएंगे? मॉस्को आ चुके हैं, डैमेज डील करते हुए जाएंगे, शॉटकर की तरफ से डैमेज दिया है यहाँ पे और मेज का वो डैमेज दीजिए बैक। ओके, अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल किया, फिनिश ऑफ करके एक और किल मॉस्को की झोली पे, स्पेयर ऑफ मिजरी और एक और किल मिलेगा, डबल किल मास्कमैन इस बार कमाल का किंग खेलते हुए और ऑलमोस्ट पूरी टीम को यहाँ पे वाइप आउट कर दिया है।
डेफिनेटली आपको पता है कि आपके पास लेट गेम स्पाइक है एंड लेट गेम अगर गेम जाता है तो आपके पास वो मौका है टू मेक श्योर दैट द थिंग्स विल टर्न आउट इनटू योर साइड एंड दैट्स व्हाई राइट नाउ द मॉस्को एंड सिसिलियन वो दोनों लीड कर रहे हैं अभी अपने हर एक टीम फाइट में अपनी टीम के लिए। तो गॉडफादर चाहती थी भाई, टीम गॉडफादर चाहती थी कि ये गेम लेट जाए, गेम अर्ली पे खत्म ना हो एंड दैट्स व्हाई नाउ दे डू हैव अ स्पाइक, दे नो कि लाइक हम सेटअप दे सकते हैं, वी हैव अ ग्रॉक जो सस्टेन के हिसाब से आगे खड़ा होगा एंड देन we can go for the proper zoning and proper fight. तो सैटर्न एंड मास्क हेड्स के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा यू नो लाइक निर्भर रहेगा ये मैच अभी। ये वो मोमेंट थी जहाँ पे वाइप आउट का वो टैगलाइन आ गया ऑन टू ARX Esports, क्योंकि 5 के 5 बंदों को वहाँ पे पिट पे घायल करके रख दिया था। And now into the way, like अभी मैं कहूँगा कि ARX के पास एक मौका है कि like they can do something into the trench की like अगर वो backline carry को निकालते हैं then only they can take a proper fight, proper way of 5v5 or 5v3 kind of thing। और यही मौका ढूंढ रहे हैं। Yuzong goes in there to the backline trying to take down the Sicilian, will be successfully getting it as well. Duck got the kill there. Now the Tempest Blade comes in, collecting the sword there. And now he gonna go back into the wall. थोड़ा सा उन्हें हिंटर करने की कोशिश, वहां पर यूडोरा आए थे, स्टन करने की कोशिश, नॉक ऑन from the grok, body coverage में Moscow wants to go for the fight at the nick of health, he got taken down, shutdown happened there। अभी मौका है एक्शिया gonna go for the ultimate inch of health, grok ने इस्तेमाल किया है वहां पर take charge for the defense mechanism but not gonna survive, easy knockout उनको करते हुए यहाँ पर Ling, and that's the only member surviving right now into the blitz। क्या यहाँ पर ये दोनों कुछ कर सकते हैं? माउंटेन शॉकर रिलीज हुआ है, इन्फो मिला है, फॉलिंग स्टार उनका इस्तेमाल माउंटेन शॉकर के साथ यहाँ पर आगे बढ़ते हुए ईशन चिक ट्राइंग टू टेक डाउन द ड्रैगन विल फॉल डाउन एज वेल, प्रज्वल गोस डाउन, डक अभी पीछा करते हुए सोडू, गोजेटा gonna get the double kill here, एंड उसी के साथ साथ पीछे से यहाँ पर फॉलो अप देते हुए ये Sicilian, but he will just come and get vanished into the air, और SOD again thrown out, तब से थ्रोन आउट हो रहा है, बोलने का मौका नहीं मिल रहा है मुझे, वो वर्ड कनेक्ट बोलने का मौका ही नहीं मिल रहा है, ऐसे थ्रोन आउट बोलते जा रहा हूँ मैं, बिकॉज ऑफ नॉट गेटिंग कनेक्टेड। बट नाउ इजी लॉर्ड कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम ARX Esports, मैं कहूँगा कि ब्रॉल हो गया था वहाँ पे, एंड आप थोड़ा सा सोच रखनी चाहिए थी ऐसी कि आपकी मेन जो बैकबोन है वो है आपके गोल लेनर एंड मिड लेनर, वो यहाँ पे डैमेज दे रहे हैं। I know Ishinshin can take kills, I know Esmeralda can go in for the charge, for the engage, but आपको एक चीज समझ आनी चाहिए कि आप 5v5 लोगे, अगर आप कभी भी split fight ले रहे हो then you are in danger, because look at it, Link can mark you down, Ixia can mark you down, somehow Yuzong can mark you down as well, तो इतना ज्यादा खतरा आप split fight लेने का सोच भी किससे रखते हो?
जी बिल्कुल, और उसी के साथ देखिए कोशिश यहाँ पे रहेगी जरूर, लॉर्ड को फिनिश ऑफ किया है, माउंटेन शॉकर का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, लगेगा जरूर उधर के साइड डैमेज देने का प्रयास, एस्मरेला टॉप लेन की तरफ वहां पे लेन करती हुई दिखेगी, एसओडी फिर दोबारा से जाएगा लेकिन कनेक्ट वो अभी मिसिंग है भाई, एक एसओडी और गेम चेंज हो सकता है, यहाँ पे वो वेट कर रहे हैं, वो लाइक बोलते हैं ना कि ब्रह्मास्त्र है चला रहे हैं, अभी लग नहीं रहा है, एक ब्रह्मास्त्र लगेगा और गेम पूरा जो है वहाँ पे चेंज जो है वो होता हुआ दिखेगा। अब लॉर्ड की बात करें तो वो वेट करेगी टीम लेने का, उससे पहले जो है वेट करना पड़ेगा कूल डाउन खत्म होने का, तभी लॉर्ड जो है यहाँ पे स्पॉन होते हुए दिखेंगे। अब गेम जो है थोड़ा लेट गेम की तरफ आ गया है, तो लिंक का भी फार्म आ चुका है, ऑब्वियस सी बात है, तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा वेट करना पड़ेगा, या तो पहले लिंक को वेट आउट करवाना पड़ेगा, तावा अकेले छोड़ सकते हैं ऐसे मेज और एमएम को, क्योंकि मेज और एमएम दोनों अगर साथ में ही रहेंगे तो तब भी वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से चारा बन जाएंगे सामने, क्योंकि यूजोंग है वहां पे सस्टेन करने के लिए, लिंक आके तुरंत यहाँ पे कॉम्बो मार के फिनिश ऑफ कर सकते हैं उनको, तो लाइक उनके साथ आपको एक ऐसा सस्टेन या तो फिर कुछ तो ऐसा रखना पड़ेगा जो फाइट में थोड़ा सा ना आपको दिक्कत ना देते हुए दिखे। और ये देखिए यहाँ पे डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा, लिंक फिर दोबारा मार करेंगे, टेम्पल्स ऑफ ब्लेड का इस्तेमाल किया है, गए जाने का प्रयास, लेकिन इस बार टैंक वहां पे आते हुए दिखेंगे, एस्मरेला की तरफ से कमाल का अल्टीमेट लगेगा, एसओडी फाइनली कनेक्ट होगा, लेकिन ओके पैसिव के थ्रू बचते हुए गए, यहाँ पे यूजोंग के ऊपर प्रहार हुआ था, इक्से का अल्टीमेट आएगा, पीछे हटना पड़ेगा, लिंक के ऊपर प्रहार, शॉर्टकट यहाँ पे फिनिश ऑफ ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे जो है यूज हो चुका है, और मास्कमैन उनकी तरफ से डैमेज आता हुआ वायस के लिए बचेंगे, और चलिए दो बंदे यहाँ पे बचे हैं, पीछे हटना पड़ेगा इस समय, बॉटम लेन से मिनियंस ऑलरेडी जा चुके हैं और बेस के ऊपर प्रहार कर चुके हैं, यही दिक्कत होता है जब आप एक छोटी सी फाइट को ओवर एक्सटेंड करते हैं, आप फाइट ओवर एक्सटेंड करिए, वहां अपने आपको किल जरूर मिल गए, लेकिन आपका जो बॉटम टरेट था वो जा चुका है, इमिटेड टरेट जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रहता है लेट गेम में, कुछ भी हो आप वो टरेट किसी भी कीमत पे जाने नहीं दे सकते हैं, और यहीं से अब आपकी मुश्किल घड़ी जो है वो शुरू हो जाएगी, क्योंकि आपको बार बार क्लियर आउट करने के लिए बेस पे जाना पड़ेगा, और उसके कारण ना लॉर्ड फाइट में आपका एक बंदा जो है वो मिसिंग रहेगा।
एक चीज है शिनरा, लाइक मुझे जो लग रहा है कि फिनिश करना थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है ARX Esports को, they are actually accumulating the macro, they are actually taking down the fights, they are actually winning the fights, बट जब फिनिश करने की बात आती है, जब आप पुश करने की बात आती है, वो थोड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा है। लेकिन अभी दोनों तरफ से कंटेस्ट मुझे दिख रहा है, लॉर्ड डांस स्टार्ट हो चुका है फ्रॉम द ईशिंशिन एज वेल एज फ्रॉम द लिंक, डक एज एंड मार्क्स हेड एंड नॉइजी, तीनों यहाँ पर बाज की नजर रख रहे हैं उस लॉर्ड के ऊपर, डेफिनेटली क्यों ना रखे, क्योंकि ये लॉर्ड बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, 18 मिनट बहुत जल्दी होने वाला है, तो डेफिनेटली अगर ये लॉर्ड आपको मिलता है तो आपके पास एक चांस है, बट नाउ द एंगेज हैपन देयर, चिप अंदर गए शॉट टॉक के लिए, एंड दैट विल बी अ किल ऑन टू मार्क हेड, एंड लुक एट इट, श्रेयास गोस डाउन, दी जिवेक इनटू द स्लेन, एंड नाउ दे पिस्टल ब्लेड इस्तेमाल करते हुए डबल किल टक यहां पर सिक्योर करेंगे, केस डाउन करते हुए यहां पर गोजेटा को, लेकिन पीछे से वो फॉलो अप फ्रॉम क्रो will make sure things will be turning into the way of team ARX Esports। पीछे हटे यहाँ पर यूजोंग वर्सेस सैटर्न, और वहां से मिनियंस बीच से लेकर जाने की कोशिश यहाँ पर क्रो एंड गोजेटा की, और डक ले रहे हैं वहां पे लॉर्ड, फाइट तो छिड़ी थी, एंगेज किया था, लेकिन बैक लाइन को सपोर्ट करना भूल गए यहाँ पर क्रॉक, एक को बचाने के चक्कर में 4 गवा दिए।
Red team turret has been destroyed.
तो बिल्कुल, और उसी के साथ मौके का फायदा यहाँ पे उठाते हुए गई है टीम ARX स्पोर्ट्स। लेकिन अभी भी मैं कहूंगा कि ज्यादा कुछ बिगड़ा नहीं है। दे कैन इजीली डिफेंड आउट और शट डाउन मिलेगा फाइनली यहाँ पे एशिया को। लेग बजाएंगे, वॉल का कमाल का इस्तेमाल, पीछे से टेक्टोनिक चार्ज और डीजेबेक का डैमेज मिलेगा यहाँ पे मृत्यु दंड, और उसी के साथ टीम जो है वापसी करेगी। लेकिन दिक्कत अभी भी हो सकती है, थोड़ा सा संभल के रहना पड़ेगा कि शॉर्टकट अभी भी मौजूदा है चिप के पास। अगर शॉर्टकट वहां पे खुला तो लिंक जो है जब तक रिस्पॉन होंगे ना तब तक इजीली पहुंच जाएंगे। लेकिन स्थिति थोड़ी सी अच्छी हो चुकी है और आई थिंक लॉर्ड को बहुत ही इजीली मेल्ट डाउन कर दिया जाएगा। लेकिन दूसरी साइड की अगर बात करें तो मिनियंस आपको थोड़े से कंट्रोल में लाने पड़ेंगे, और वो मिनियन से बोल सकते कि एक कोशिश की जा रही है मिडिल लेन की तरफ से वो पुश करने की। चलिए देखते हैं यहाँ पे दिक्कत क्या होगा। मेज को पकड़ने का प्रयास जरूर कर रहे हैं, ग्रॉक अंदर की तरफ जाते हुए दिखेंगे, वॉल लगाया जरूर है लेकिन मेज वो बच के निकल गई है। डोरा काफी अच्छे तरीके से खेल रही हैं, बहुत अच्छी तरीके से मैं बोलूंगा कि यूटिलाइज कर रही हैं। भले ही उनके किल्स ज्यादा है लेकिन मतलब बोल सकते हैं कि ज्यादा धाराशायी हुई हैं बार बार, लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट किल्स वो हमेशा निकाल के चली जाती है। जो बैकलेन है उनको हर बारी निकाल के चली जाती है, क्योंकि वो डैमेज डीलर ही ऐसे ना, अगर वो निकल गए ना भाई तो फिर टीम गॉडफादर के पास ज्यादा कुछ बचता नहीं है टीम फाइट में रहने के लिए। उसी के साथ ये देखिए चिप नीचे की तरफ जाएंगे, वो मिनियंस रोकने का प्रयास करते हुए फिर दोबारा से, और वहां से मॉस्को ने भापा उस चीज को, पीछे भी निकले। यहाँ पे देखना पड़ेगा कि फाइट एक और किस तरीके से आती है, क्योंकि इडोरा का आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। पिछली बार भी दिक्कत दी थी इडोरा ने जिस तरीके से वहां पे फिनिश ऑफ किया था वाइसेस को, लेकिन इस बार देखते हैं किस तरीके से यह फाइट जो है फिनिश ऑफ होती हुई दिखेगी। फ्लैंक करने का प्रयास कर सकते हैं, चिप वहां पे मौजूदा रहेंगे इजिली, और ये देखिए लेन जो है क्लियर आउट करते हुए दिख रहे हैं बॉटम लेन। एसओडी जाएगा जरूर, कनेक्ट होगा, लेकिन ओके मॉस्को चले गए अंदर, लेकिन दिक्कत हो सकती है कि शॉर्टकट अभी भी रखा। ब्लेड ऑफ टेम्पेस्ट का इस्तेमाल किया है, बचेंगे जरूर, डैमेज उनके पास, और चिप शॉर्टकट का इस्तेमाल करेंगे। बहुत ही अच्छी पे टक फाइनली फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया है। पूरी टीम बॉटम लेन की तरफ आ चुकी है, उनको रोकने का प्रयास करते हुए देख सकते हैं। वाइस वहां पे मौजूदा है, एस्मराल्डा आएंगी, पीछे की तरफ से गई है, रोकने का प्रयास लेकिन नहीं, पीछे हटे इस समय। और यहाँ पे जो है लिंक उनका अल्टीमेट जरूर यूज हो चुका है, लेकिन वो वापसी आ जाएंगे और कुछ ही देर में, ज्यादा देर लगेगी नहीं वो अल्टीमेट वापस आने की। ये फाइट लेने का ज्यादा कुछ महत्व अभी निकलेगा नहीं, क्योंकि एमएम नहीं है आपके पास। यस एसओडी कनेक्ट हो सकता है अगर आएंगे वो जब तक, लेकिन उसमें बहुत समय अभी, और लॉर्ड भी आने वाला है, तो इस समय फाइट लेते हुए दिक्कत आ सकती है मेरे दोस्त। और देखिए क्वीन विंग्स पॉप ऑफ कर दिया गया है, काफी अच्छा। ओके फाइट चेंज कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पे कोशिश किया जाएगा माउंट शॉकर का इस्तेमाल, और आई थिंक यहाँ पे चिप को फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया जाएगा। ईशा के पास अल्टीमेट अभी भी जरूर है, लेकिन एस्मराल्डा की तरफ से कमाल का यहाँ पे आता हुआ बैकलेन को टारगेट करने के लिए गए हैं, और शील्ड लगाते हुए दिखेंगे जरूर, उनको रोकने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे एमएम देखना पड़ेगा, बहुत ही कम शील्ड बच चुके हैं, मिनस ऑलरेडी जा चुके हैं। लिंग ने चीज को भाप लिया, वो गए हैं सीधा स्प्लिट पुश करने का ट्राई करने के लिए, मिडलेन से कोशिश करेंगे, देखी तरफ टावर निकाल दिया का प्रयास करते हुए यहाँ पे अभी भी, लेकिन फाइट अभी फिनिश ऑफ नहीं हुई, क्योंकि दूसरी साइड पे बेस की तरफ यहाँ पे वो मौजूदा रहेंगे, लेकिन इच्छा उनका डैमेज काफी ज्यादा है। मीज वहां पे जो मौजूदा रहेंगे, और इसी के साथ सेतन वो यहाँ पे खत्म होते हुए दिखेंगे। टीम जो है लॉर्ड के लिए आती हुई दिखेगी, और यहाँ पे बढ़िया इस्तेमाल किया मॉन्टेशोगर के कारण उनको जो है थोड़ा सा विजन जरूर मिलेगा, लेकिन लिंग उनके पास मौका रहेगा ये लॉर्ड चुराने का। टेम्पर्स ऑफ ब्लेड वहां पे मौजूदा लगाते हुए जा सकते हैं, अंदर की तरफ कोशिश रहेगा, गए हैं बिल्कुल, लॉर्ड मिलेगा भी, टेम्पर ऑफ ब्लेड का इस्तेमाल किया है, पीछे की तरफ जाएंगे, एमएम फिनिश ऑफ हो सकते हैं जी बिल्कुल, और यहाँ पे करना ही पड़ेगा अगर इस फाइट को जीतना है। चलिए लॉर्ड यहाँ पे जरूर मिलेगा ये रक्सी स्पोर्ट्स को, और रात की सांस मिलेगी, क्योंकि अगर ये लॉर्ड गलती से भी गॉडफादर की तरफ चला जाता तो मैच से हाथ धोना पड़ता। आपने सैक्रिफाइस जरूर करा, एमएम ने वहां पे खुद को सैक्रिफाइस कर दिया, जिसके कारण लिंग जो है वहां बच के निकले। लॉर्ड उनको मिलेगा, रात की सांस मिलेगी, फिर दोबारा से गेम जो है एक बार बोल सकते हैं कि हम फिनिश तो नहीं होगा, लेकिन बैलेंस आउट हो जाएगा थोड़ा सा। अब फिर से जो आपको लेन्स है ना वो रीसेट करनी पड़ेगी, वो डिफेंड करनी पड़ेगी।
डेफिनेटली लॉर्ड कोशिश थी लेने की, लेकिन लॉर्ड वहां पर चला गया है लिंक के हाथों में। बहुत ही बढ़िया क्लच स्टील वहां पे किया उन्होंने, आखिरी मोमेंट में आया, एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम अ लिंक एज वेल। बट यही चीज है, ये लॉर्ड नॉर्मल लॉर्ड नहीं है, इसके पास बहुत ज्यादा पावर है, एंड इवन इक्सिया की डाउन होने वाली बात, तो चिप कैन एक्चुअली गो इन फॉर द शॉर्टकट, तो वो भी वो इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं वहां पे। लेकिन लॉर्ड को मिड वे पे डिफेंड करने की कोशिश, बहुत ज्यादा ताकत लग रही है इस लॉर्ड को डिफेंड करने में, लेकिन गेम 22 मिनट 23 मिनट तक जा रही है, एंड अभी तक लग नहीं रहा है कि लाइक ये टीम के हाथों में पूरा गेम है या फिर इस टीम के हाथों में पूरा गेम है। डेफिनेटली दोनों टीमों के हाथों में लग रही है, 50-50 तो दिख रही है गेम है, एंड हो सकता है कि हमें गॉडफादर्स की जीत मिले यहाँ पर, या फिर टीम ARX Esports की मिले, लेकिन दोनों टीमें अच्छी खासी गेम प्ले यहाँ पे दिखाती हुई नजर आ रही है। लेट्स सी कि किसके हाथों में लगती है, बिकॉज सो फार अगर आप टेरेट वाइज देखोगे तो इनका भी मिड इनहिबिटर टूटा है, उनका भी बॉट इनहिबिटर टूटा है। सोटी दिस टाइम नॉट गॉट थ्रोन आउट बट कनेक्ट हुआ वहां पे एक्शिया के ऊपर, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली आप एंगेज करने नहीं जा सकते क्योंकि वहां पे पूरी टोली बैठी है। अगर आप गए तो फिर सीधा आपको मृत्युदंड दिया जाएगा। तो एक सतर्कता पूर्वक खेल यहाँ पर, क्योंकि कोई भी गलती यहाँ पे भारी पड़ सकती है। 24 मिनट पे हम लोग जाने वाले हैं। मीनियंस की टोली अंदर जाती हुई, लेकिन उनको रोकने के लिए और सारी मीनियंस की टोली आ चुकी है। लाल वाले मीनियंस यहाँ पे नीले वाले मीनियंस को निकाल रहे हैं। निकलो भाई यहाँ से, अभी हार नहीं सकते हम, और तुम्हारे वजह से तो नहीं हार सकते। ये वाला स्लोगन लग रहा होगा, बट यही थिंग है कि लाइक अगर बेस जो है वो किसी भी तरीके से इन्वेड हो सकता है, एंड द रीजन इज राइट नाउ अगर आप एक गलत फाइट लेते हो तो कूल डाउन बहुत बड़ा है आपके ऊपर। अगर वो कूल डाउन नहीं घटा आप फंस सकते हो। लॉर्ड इनटू द पिट अगेन, एंड देखते हैं इस लॉर्ड को कौन सी टीम जो है इस बार अपना बनाती है, क्योंकि अभी तक जितने भी लॉर्ड, जितने भी टर्टल हमने देखे वो गए हैं मोस्टली एरिक्स esports के पास। 3 लॉर्ड उनके पास है, 2 टर्टल उनके पास है, एंड सिर्फ एक ही एक लॉर्ड एक एक टर्टल जो है दिया गया है टीम गॉडफादर को। तो डेफिनेटली लॉर्ड और टर्टल वाले मतलब रिट्रीब्यूशन पे ज्यादा हकदार रह रहा है टीम एरिक्स esports का। दिस लॉर्ड इज गोइंग टू लाइक चेंज एवरी फैक्ट फॉर दिस गेम। उससे पहले एक छोटी सी फाइट का आगाज यहाँ पर एंगेज करते हैं। फॉलिंग स्टार मून होता वहां पे शट डाउन ऑन टू द यूडोरा। क्रो फंसे हैं वहां पे, शॉर्टकट इस्तेमाल किया गया है, उस शॉर्टकट को पहले जो है डिलीट करने की कोशिश चल रही है। अब पीछे से एक शाह है, लेकिन को यहाँ पे डाउन करेंगे। साथ ही साथ देखिए कितना ज्यादा डैमेज आ रहा है। इमोर्टलिटी पॉप्ड अप हो चुका है। ड्रैगन ट्राइंग टू फाइट इट, बट दैट विल बी किल ऑन टू श्रेयस, एंड स्लेन हैपन ऑन टू गोजेटा एज वेल। सिर्फ ड्रैगन बचे और वो ब्लैक ड्रैगन का इस्तेमाल करके पीछे हटेंगे, लेकिन मिनियंस की टोली इनटू द बेस। ईशन शिन गना लॉक इट डाउन। देखिए गॉडफादर यहाँ पर मैच सेटल कर दिया है, क्योंकि उन्हें पता है मीनियंस आर इनटू द क्राउन। इन्वेड हो चुका है, इन्फिल्ट्रेट हो चुका है, इमोर्टलिटी हटा है, लेकिन डजंट मैटर, गॉडफादर विल गिव द फाइनल ब्लो टू गेट द मैच विद द विक्ट्री। लॉर्ड के लिए नहीं गए थे, फाइट के लिए गए थे, और उस पे सक्सेसफुल मिला है यहाँ पर टीम गॉडफादर को। उस पे सक्सेस हुए हैं वो, क्योंकि वहां पे किल मिल गया। स्पिरिट मिजरी कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ था, बल्कि खेद रिया था पूरा एआरएक्स esports के जीत के, और वो एसओडी जो तब तक कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा था, लेकिन उड़ते उड़ते लिंक के ऊपर कनेक्ट हुआ है। तो बोलते हैं ना कि वो मतलब जब आपके हक पे लिखा होगा जीत, फिर आपसे कोई छीन के नहीं ले सकता, चाहे 30 मिनट गेम क्यों ना जाए। लेकिन ये गेम 25 मिनट बाद भी चल रही थी, एंड फिर ईशन शिन अपने मिनियंस की टोली के साथ अंदर आए, कंप्लीट किया इस गेम को। वेल प्ले टीम गॉडफादर। मैंने बोला था घायल शेर है, आज घातक बनेंगे कि नहीं वो देखने लायक था, लेकिन घातक बन चुके हैं।
चलिए बिल्कुल, और इसी के साथ पहला विक्ट्री तो यहाँ पे चला गया। दूसरे मैच की बात करें तो वो भी आने वाला है, और दूसरे मैच पे थोड़े से चेंजेस हमें आते हुए देख सकते हैं। मे भी शायद थोड़े से आप बोल सकते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं ड्राफ्ट की तरफ चेंज होगा। सिर्फ की जगह हो सकता है कि कुछ और हमें आते हुए दिखा, या मेज की तरफ कुछ और आता हुआ दिखे। और लास्ट में भी वहां पे देखा ना आपने कि इडोरा फंस गई थी जब एक्सपोज हो गई थी। आई थिंक उनको आगे जाके ना डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर देना चाहिए था, कहीं और ले जाके, और डाइवर्ट कर देना चाहिए था। तो एक अगर किल मिल भी जाता तो लिंक बच के निकल जाते, लेकिन वहां पे फाइट जो एंगेज हुई वो बुश की तरफ गई, लिंक की तरफ। लाइक जैसे होता है ना हाइड एंड सीक में, कि अरे यार मेरे दोस्त पकड़ लिया इन लोगों ने हमें, ये देखो। उसके पास जाके वहां पे बोला कि ये देखो ये भी छुपा है यहाँ पे। वो सीन हो गया वहां पे, लिंक भी वहां पे पकड़े गए, और उसके बाद वहां से जो है एसओडी कनेक्ट हुआ, जिस कारण पूरी तरीके से वहां पे जो है गेम पूरे पलटा। एस्मरेल्डा की भी बात करें तो एस्मरेल्डा की भी यहाँ पे तारीफ करनी पड़ेगी, जिस तरीके से उनके एंगेजेस आ रहे थे बैक लेन की तरफ हर बारी मार करते हुए, ईशा को हमेशा मार करते हुए। काबिले तारीफ, उनको पता था कि किस हीरो को वहां पे उनको मार करना है, जिसके कारण वो प्रेशर उनकी तरफ आएगा और वो टीम फाइट जो है ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाएंगे। और कहीं ना कहीं ये बोल सकते हैं कि चिप का भी उतना ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट आ नहीं पाया। कोशिश जरूर करी थी, लेकिन जितने बार भी शॉर्टकट का इस्तेमाल किया था, टीम जो है पहले डिस्पर्स हो जा रही थी, या फिर जो फॉलो अप था कहीं ना कहीं वो पूर्ण रूप से नहीं आ पा रहा था।
बहुत बढ़िया। अभी देखते हैं क्या होने वाला है फिलहाल के लिए, क्योंकि अब दूसरे गेम की ओर जाने वाला है। एआरएक्स ने खराब नहीं खेला है, उन्होंने अपनी पूरी तो ताकत झोंकी है इस गेम पे, तो डेफिनेटली दे विल ट्राई देयर बेस्ट टू मेक श्योर दैट कि सेकंड गेम उनका हो। और गॉडफादर चाहेंगे कि सेकंड गेम किसी तरीके से जीत के कल की हार का पूरा बदला तो नहीं होगा, क्योंकि वो तो सिर्फ मॉर्निंग रॉयल्स के अगेंस्ट ही हो सकता है, बट कल की हार का थोड़ा सा लाइक आप कंपेंसेशन करवा सकते हो अपने लिए। बट यहाँ पे दूसरा गेम स्टार्ट हो चुका है। एआरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स रेड साइड पे, टीम गॉडफादर्स ब्लू साइड पे। टीम गॉडफादर के पास वो फर्स्ट पिक का मौका, लेकिन उससे पहले वो फर्स्ट बैन। तो कुछ रेस्पेक्ट बैन क्या हमें देखने को मिलेगा? लिंग, यूडोरा जैसे कुछ बैन्स, क्योंकि दिक्कत तो दिया था लिंग ने बहुत ज्यादा
Different
उनको इस
perspectives
पिछले में गेम
expose
पे।
the same
एयरएक्स
truth.
स्पोर्ट्स यहाँ पर बैन करती हुई मार्शल, लेकिन उनके पास इस बार चांस है लिंग खुद
You
से
should be
पिक
ashamed for
करवाने
not
का। तो
trusting
यूडोरा
yourself.
पिक करके या फिर लिंक पिक कर सकते हो, बट नो, दे वांट टू रेस्पेक्ट द यूडोरा। सो डू द पकीतो विल टेकन आउट, एंड यहाँ पर शायद से रेस्पेक्ट लिंक को भी दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो थोड़े से दिक्कत दे रहे थे। लेकिन आई मीन नॉइजी वो भी लिंक खेल सकते हैं, तो वो जा सकते हैं लिंक के लिए।
बिल्कुल। और चलिए उसी के साथ तीसरा बैन, लेट्स सी क्या आता हुआ दिखता है। पकीतो, मार्शल, चलिए मेटा बैन्स बात की जाए इनकी तो होते ही होते हैं यहाँ पे। एक्सपी पे आई थिंक सबसे टॉप पे ही चल रहे हैं अभी पकीतो, फेवरेट बने हुए हैं सबके। सस्टेन मिल जाता है आपको, डैमेज मिल जाता है, ओवरऑल हर एक चीज आपको जो एक फाइटर के अंदर चाहिए होती है वो मिल जाती है। थोड़ी सी आप बोल सकते हैं कि हाँ डिसएडवांटेज भी थोड़ी से रहते हैं, लेकिन ओवरऑल अगर देखा जाए तो प्लस पॉइंट वो ज्यादा रहते हैं यहाँ पे। उसी के साथ तीसरा बैन वो आने की कोशिश करते हुए दिखेंगे, थोड़ा सा टीम के साथ साझेदारी कर रहे हैं। हिरारा बैन नहीं आया आई थिंक, दोनों टीम की तरफ से अभी तक एक बार भी हमें हिरारा पिक होते हुए नहीं दिखा है। क्या पता शायद इस बार हिरारा पिक हो जाए। अगर हिरारा आती है तो लेट्स सी किस तरीके की जो गेम है वो बदलता हुआ दिखे। ऑफ कोर्स हिरारा के साथ आपको थोड़ी सी अग्रेसिव अप्रोच रखनी पड़ती है, लेकिन चलिए अभी तो लिंक बैन करेंगे टीम गॉडफादर।
Even the
अच्छी बैन,
fullest
अच्छी पिक्स
bloom
भी यहाँ पे आ रही है, एंड दैट्स अ
pales
हिरारा
before
पिक
the
फ्रॉम
scattering
साइड ऑफ
petals.
टीम गॉडफादर्स। लिंक की बैन जो हुई है वो भी सूजी बूजी बैन है। मैंने बोला था कि रेस्पेक्ट देना चाहिए लिंक को, क्योंकि लास्ट टाइम आपको लिंक से प्रॉब्लम हुआ था, तो कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ। लेकिन यहाँ पे बढ़िया पिक, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि हिरारा को पकड़ना बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है। द इम्यून, द स्कूल डाउन इज सो हार्श। सो चाओ इनटू द रोम एंड बेलरिक इनटू द ईएक्सपी। अभी अभी मतलब करंट बेसिस पे एमएससी में ये मैच चल रहा है, जहाँ पे बेलरिक की एक्सपी पे चो रोम पे खेला जा रहा है उन्हीं की तरफ से। एंड एयरएक्स एस्पोर्ट्स जस्ट गोइंग फॉर द सेम पे 2 पिक्स, या एंड देयर विल बी अ गॉड एंड एट लास्ट कमिंग आउट फॉर द साइड ऑफ टीम गॉडफादर्स। बहुत क्विक एट लास्ट पिक यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहा है उनकी तरफ से, और गॉड भी। लेकिन इस बार प्रॉब्लम रहेगी वैलेंटीना यहाँ पर पदार्थी हुई है एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स के लिए। ये अच्छी पिक, बिकॉज आपके पास सारी फैटल लिंक्स भी आ चुका है, ब्रेथ ऑफ ड्रैड भी है, एंड वे ऑफ ड्रैगन भी है। तो तीनों प्रॉपर सीसी वाले अल्टीमेट आपके पास है। Now, मतलब इस पे, इस दाल पे ना तड़का लगाने जैसी जो चीज है वो या तो हार्ली है या फिर हैरिथ है फॉर एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स।
I've been waiting for
हार्ले
too
हैरिथ,
long.
लेट्स सी किसकी तरफ यहाँ पे जाते हुए दिखेंगे। और अभी देखिए थोड़ा सा ना टीम की बात करें तो लाइक अच्छा लग रहा है मेरे को ड्राफ्ट दोनों ही टीम्स का। लाइक जैसे अपने का एयू यहाँ पे रहेगा दोनों ही टीम की तरफ से, डैमेज वहाँ पे रहने वाला है, टॉन्ट जरूर बेलरिक का बहुत ज्यादा परेशान करता हुआ दिखेगा। थोड़ा सा कमी है, थोड़ा सा बोल सकती है हील
Need
की
some
कमी है।
stitches? I
अगर
can
हील
help.
वगैरह कुछ ऐसा
Welcome
हीरो
to the
आ जाए जिसके
greatest
साथ
night
आप
show of all
रिवाइटलाइज वगैरह आ
time.
जाए ना तो भाई मजा आ जाएगा। और चलिए यहाँ पे हार्ले को तो बैन कर दिया जाएगा, तो मे भी शायद हैरिथ वगैरह वो आते हुए हमें दिखे। और क्योंकि मिडिल लेन पे आप बोल सकते हैं कि जो वैलेंटीना है उनका डैमेज वैसे नहीं आएगा, वो सिर्फ यूटिलिटी के लिए यूज करते हुए दिखेंगे। चलिए नोलन यहाँ पे आ चुके हैं, तो फ्रैक्चर वो हमें आते हुए दिखेंगे, उसका इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा। बस्ट जो चाहिए होता है वो जरूर इस बार जो है उसकी कमी पूरी करते हुए दिखेंगे, लेकिन अभी भी मैजिक डैमेज उसकी कमी है। और आई थिंक चाओ के साथ यहाँ पे गए हैं तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि प्यूरीफाई के ज्यादा चांसेस बनते हुए हमें दिखेंगे। और प्यूरीफाई लिया है तो नोलन के पास थोड़ा सा फायदा रहता है कि आपको इजिली वो जो अपने फ्रैक्चर के थ्रू मार पाए, डैमेज दे पाए, बर्स्ट दे पाए, क्योंकि मोबिलिटी नहीं रहेगी आपके पास। और मोबिलिटी जब नहीं रहेगी तो इजिली मार्कडाउन कर सकते हैं वो।
Let them play the hero.
एटलस के साथ
I will
दिक्कत
be
पता है
the
क्या आएगी? दिक्कत ये आएगी कि एटलस एक बार चार्ज इन करेंगे ना तो वहां से निकल पाना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आपके पास ऐसे उनके पास ऐसे हीरोज हैं जो बहुत ज्यादा स्टन देंगे आपको। लाइक आप बोल वैलेंटीना है, उनका भी जो है स्किल का जो आता है डैमेज उसके साथ वो स्टन मिलता है। फिर बेलरिक है वहां पे टॉन्ट करने को आपको। तो जो भी अंदर इनिशिएट करने के लिए जाएगा तो आपको एक ही मौका मिलेगा वहां पे, फिर आप लगातार बोल सकते हैं कि कंटिन्यूस सीसी आपको मिलेगा, तो आप निकल नहीं पाओगे वहां से। तो देखना पड़ेगा एटलस किस स्पेल के साथ जाते हुए हमें दिखेंगे। क्या वो यहाँ पे फ्लिकर के साथ जाते हुए दिखेंगे हमको, या फिर जो है यहाँ पे रिवाइटलाइज के साथ जाते हुए दिखेंगे? क्योंकि रिवाइटलाइज अगर आता है तो वो भी काफी अच्छा खासा रहेगा एटलस के ऊपर। आपको थोड़ा-सा सर्वाइव करने का मौका मिल जाएगा। लेकिन वही बात है कि आप फिर सरप्राइज़ अल्टीमेट नहीं लगा पाएँगे, जो फ्लिकर के साथ आपको एक खुली सी छूट मिलती है कि पीछे बैकलाइन को टारगेट कर पाएँ। और गए हैं ज़रूर एमएम के साथ जाते हुए दिखेंगे, लेकिन ग्रेंजर के साथ गए हैं। अब ग्रेंजर के साथ अगर आप गए हैं तो आपको अग्रेसिव अप्रोच रखनी पड़ेगी। अर्ली गेम पे उनको फार्म करवाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि लेट गेम में ग्रेंजर से मिनियन हैंडल नहीं होते और ये आपकी सबसे बड़ी मैं बोलूँगा कमज़ोरी बन सकती है, क्योंकि आपके पास लेन क्लियरिंग वाले हीरोज़ इतने हैं नहीं।
देखते हैं क्या होने वाला है। फिलहाल के लिए तो लाइनअप जॉन पे यहाँ पर उतरते हुए दोनों टीमें, दोनों दिग्गज, द गॉडफादर एंड एयरएक्स ईस्पोर्ट्स। एयरएक्स ईस्पोर्ट्स इस बार जीतना पड़ेगा। मैच पॉइंट नहीं है उनका, डू और डाई गेम है। मैच पॉइंट तो द गॉडफादर्स का है, तो टीजीएस उनके लिए सोने पे सुहागा है। अगर जीतते हैं तो फिर सीरीज क्लिंच करेंगे विद क्लीन स्वीप, अगर नहीं जीतते तो फिर हम थर्ड गेम डिसाइडर की ओर जाएंगे। लेकिन नोलन एक अच्छी पिक है जरूर, लेकिन वो ग्रेंजर वाली पिक मुझे थोड़ा सा स्केप्टिकल लग रहा है व्हेन यू हैव अ नोलन इनटू इट। नाउ अभी आप पूरे डिपेंडेंट हो स्नोबॉल्स के लिए। अगर कोई भी बंदा आपका स्नोबॉल से हटता है देन देयर विल बी डिस्ट्रक्टिव कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस फॉर इट, क्योंकि कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस बहुत ज्यादा डिस्ट्रक्टिव होने वाले, आपके अगेंस्ट जाने वाले, बिकॉज आपके पास मौका नहीं रहेगा टू मेक थिंग्स क्लियर फॉर योर साइड। तो मेरे हिसाब से एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स को फुक फुक के कदम रखनी पड़ेगी इस पूरे गेम पे। कहीं भी अगर गलतियां करते हैं तो फिर भुगतना उनको बहुत ज्यादा पड़ेगा उसके लिए। एंड फिलहाल के लिए ये देखिए बॉट लेन पर एक 1v1 सिचुएशन जहां पे हम देख सकते हैं क्लॉड वर्सेस ग्रेंजर चलता हुआ, एक क्लासिक मैचअप जो अ, सदियों से चली आती है। 3-4 साल से पहले हम देखे ये मैचअप चलता हुआ। देयर इज गो एक छोटा सा वहां पर टॉन्ट, पीछे से पर एटलास आते हुए बेलरिक को टॉर्मेंट करने की कोशिश यहाँ पर। सेम कुछ एयरएक्स की कदम पे चलती हुई गॉडफादर। लास्ट टाइम एयरएक्स ने पहला ब्लड लिया था एंड विद दैट ईएक्सपी ओनली, ईएक्सपी लेनर को डाउन किया था उन्होंने। बट अभी डिफेंसिव अप्रोच फ्रॉम एयरएक्स, वो डिफेंसिव खेल रहे हैं एंड लुक एट द पोटेंशियल गैंग मे बी कमिंग इन देयर। ड्रैगन यहाँ पर आगे बढ़ते हुए बेलरिक को टॉर्मेंट करने की कोशिश, फ्लिकर बेट किया है उनका और बेलरिक यहाँ पर पीछे जाएंगे। यही होता है कि बेलरिक आप जब लिए हो ईएक्सपी में अगेंस्ट द ड्रैगन, आप विनिंग लेन नहीं खेल रहे हो, आप कहीं ना कहीं वहां पर सप्रेस रहने वाले हो। एंड ड्यू टू द स्लो, अच्छा ठीक है, डीजेवेक्स गोes down their first kill, big secured by none other than Duck here. Duck falls back into the retaliation site and there will be a reconciliation kill there, consolation kill for side of team Godfathers। 1-for-1 का ये स्कोर before the turtle। और इंच ऑफ हेल्थ पे बच के वहां पे निकले, लेकिन वैलेंटीना यहाँ पर बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज बरसा दिए है। हिरारा को भी पीछे ही हटना पड़ेगा, जस्ट लाइक द नोलन टर्टल।
ड्रैगन मौजूदा रहेंगे, थोड़ा सा पुक करने का प्रयास उनकी तरफ से आता हुआ। चाहो भी लेवल 4 नहीं हुए, लेवल 4 होंगे ना जैसे दोनों ही रोमर, तो वहां से थोड़ा और बोल सकते हैं कि सेटअप वो आते हुए हमें दिखेंगे। और ग्रेंजर के ऊपर अच्छा खासा डैमेज वो यहाँ पे देते हुए दिखे। डेटा लेने के लिए टीम जरूर जाने का प्रयास करना चाहती है, लेकिन उससे पहले रेडी नहीं है। ब्लू लेना चाहते हैं यहाँ पे हिरारा पहले। चलिए नोलन जो है वो आते हुए दिखेंगे, रेड बफ के साथ ही एंगेज करना स्टार्ट कर दिया है। ड्रैगन वहां पे मौजूदा रहेंगे, मार्क लगाना चाहते हैं, नई तरफ जाते हुए देखेंगे। एटलस पीछे से आएंगे, फॉलो अप आ सकता है, फेडलिंग का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। जेपेल को नई तरफ ड्रैगन का यहाँ पे डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या रिवर्सिव हो सकता है जी? नहीं, हिरारा पीछे से आएंगे, इस वो रहेंगे और चलिए नॉइजी किल लेते हुए देखेंगे। कमाल का सेटअप आता हुआ, कमाल का वो फाइट हुआ और जिसके कारण लूज करेंगे चाचल। और चलिए क्या यहाँ पे वो फाइट हुई हाइलाइट्स की तरफ एसटीजी।
हो सकता है कि लाइक ये फाइट बता ही रही थी इस चीज के बारे में कि लाइक दोनों टीमें हार तो नहीं मानने वाले। अब देख सकते हैं जिस तरीके से जो एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स के पास लीड थी स्टार्टिंग की, वो लीड यहाँ पे पूरी तरीके से चली चुकी है एंड गॉडफादर इज काइंड ऑफ बैक इनटू द सीन। टर्टल लिया, किल्स लिए और अभी 5-1 के साथ आगे है। आपको बहुत कम एचपी में, नॉलन नहीं भाग पाएंगे, मेगा किल सिक्योर करेंगे यहाँ पर नॉइजी विद दैट हिरारा। बहुत ही बढ़िया, अपने 2 फैंग से वहां पर पनिश करते हुए वो उस नॉलन को। और ये देखिए चाओ आगे बढ़ते हुए वे ऑफ ड्रैगन का इस्तेमाल करेंगे यहाँ पे, लेकिन उनको मिस्टिक गश का इस्तेमाल। और ये देखिए इंच ऑफ हेल्थ पे भागने की पूरी कोशिश करते हुए ड्रैगन के पास वो मौका, डबल पेट्री एंड गोना टेक द रिवेंज इंस्टेंटली। श्रेयस उन्होंने स्टार्ट की थी फाइट विद अ वे ऑफ ड्रैगन एंड जस्ट कंप्लीटेड विद अ डबल पेट्री फ्रॉम द ड्रैगन।
हाँ यही दिक्कत होता है दोस्त, आपके पास पीछे डैमेज डीलर ऐसा है नहीं जो अच्छा खासा डैमेज दे पाए। सिर्फ बेलरिक थे वहां पे मौजूदा और लाइक वो भी थोड़ा सा लीड की तरफ आए, आपने अल्टीमेट यूज किया लेकिन फायदा नहीं होगा। चाहो आप आई थिंक ओके वो डैमेज पे गए हैं शायद से, गैमला मेरे को दिख रहा है यहाँ पे। तो लाइक एक बार आइटमाइजेशन की तरफ नजर डालना चाहेंगे। अगर आइटमाइजेशन दिखते हैं तो यहाँ पे एक बार कंफर्म करना चाहिए। चाओ यहाँ पे डैमेज पे जा रहे हैं जी? नहीं, डैमेज पे नहीं गए हैं, लेकिन उनका एम्बलम यहाँ पे आई थिंक वो असैसिन की तरफ शिफ्ट हुआ है, क्योंकि ये एम्बलम तो भाई असैसिन पे यूज होता है।
Red team turret has been destroyed.
देखते हैं अभी फिलहाल एक टर्रेट यहाँ पर सिक्योर की है टीम गॉडफादर ने, वो भी बॉट का टियर 1 जल्दी से सिक्योर किया। और ये देखिए फिर से एक पोटेंशियल इन्वेड की कोशिश, फैटल लिंक्स लग सकती है बट पीछे हट रहे हैं यहाँ पर चाव विद द हेल्प ऑफ द शिनपो। ओह ही मैनेज्ड टू गो बैक दो, बट यहाँ पर नोलन आगे बढ़े, फ्रैक्चर की कोशिश, ब्लैक ड्रैगन इमर्ज यहाँ पर होता हुआ, डेथ ऑफ ड्रैड मौजूद, लेकिन मिड टियर 1 जस्ट गॉट सिक्योर्ड बाय द साइड ऑफ टीम गॉडफादर। लेन एक्सपेंशन कर लिया है, ब्लू बब पे इन्वेजन हो रहा है, नोलन के पास वो स्नोबॉल हटता हुआ, सूडू ऑन टू द ग्रेंजर, उनके पास भी वो स्नोबॉल नहीं, वो अभी भी 0-1-0 में मौजूद, उनको एक भी किल नहीं मिला है। हर तरफ से वो डार्कनेस छाती हुई, retribution, Noisy gonna get the turtle again, and now you're gonna see that potential gank once again coming in. The chasing down with the BMI at the perfect moment to get back into the safer zone. Chaco यहाँ पर torment करने की कोशिश, उनके ऊपर वो stun, 4-man rotation, and we're gonna take the kill. Noisy with the final blow, unstoppable secure किया है, आगे बढ़ेंगे for a double. Let's see, Musty Crush पीछे से आता हुआ flicker from the Valeric, can't use the Wrath of Drag, double kill यहाँ पर Noisy secure करेंगे, क्या triple आएगा? Retribution यहाँ पर आता हुआ, Dragon को slain करते हुए Nolan, but at the same moment we're gonna see a shutdown onto the Irara as well. That's a double trade for losing out, double kill, and he might gonna make it a triple. The chasing down that class, and that will be a triple for Noisy. I mean for Duck with the Nolan. He managed to take down Saturn. बहुत ही बढ़िया, 2 खोए 3 पाए. Team IRX Esports making their way for the comeback.
कमाल का वो इंगेजेस यहाँ पे आए, फाइट एक बार जीती थी लेकिन वहाँ पे थोड़े से चेंजेस हो गए। और ड्रैगन की बात करें तो कोशिश अच्छी थी, लेकिन नोलन सही समय पर आए, बैकलेन को टारगेट किया, मेज को फिनिश ऑफ किया, फिर ड्रैगन यहाँ पे लेन हुए, उसके बाद एक और किल यहाँ पे मिला, शटडाउन मिला ग्रेंजर की तरफ से, स्नोबॉल अब उनको भी थोड़ा बहुत मिलेगा। पहला किया एक किल मिला जरूर है यहाँ पे, लेकिन अब जो स्थिति है ना वो थोड़ी सी ओपन हो गई है। अब बात करें उधर एमएम की, अपने जो है यहाँ पे क्लॉड, उनको अभी तक एक भी किल नहीं मिला है, वो वेट कर रहे हैं बस एक अच्छा खासा, लेकिन यहाँ पे दिक्कत हो सकती है। ड्रैगन अकेले मौजूदा रहेंगे, उनके ऊपर प्रहार होता हुआ दिखेगा, पीछे हेडलेस आते हुए दिखेंगे, पिडलिंग का इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है, लेकिन यहाँ पे डाकुन से कैसे बचेंगे आप? कोशिश अच्छी थी सेटअप करने की, लेकिन एचपी नहीं थी उनके पास, और नोलन सही समय पे आए, डैमेज दिया, उनको फिनिश ऑफ किया, और ये देखिए एक और किल मिलेगा जरूर टीम गॉडफादर्स को, और एक अच्छी बचते हुए निकले डक। कमाल का सेटअप लगा था वहां पे, कोशिश अच्छी थी आपके पास। अगर ड्रैगन के पास थोड़ी सी एचपी होती तो वहां पे स्थिति चेंज हो सकती थी, या फिर उनके पास अगर ड्रैगन बोल सकते हैं क्वीन विंग्स का पैसिव होता ना, तो वहां पे स्थिति चेंज हो सकती थी, क्योंकि डैमेज रिडक्शन मिलता है वहां पे, तो चांस थोड़े से बढ़ जाते। ये देखिए उन्होंने आए थे पीछे से, जिस तरीके से कोशिश किया मिस्टिकस का इस्तेमाल करते हुए, डैमेज दिया गॉड ने वहां पे बेहतरीन तरीके का, फिर फिनिश ऑफ करते हुए एटलस वहां पे मौजूदा रहे, स्टन किया, और ये देखिए बहुत ही कम एचपी बचते हुए निकले हैं। दिक्कत ये हो रही है ना कि अब जैसे प्लेयर्स इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं ना एक साथ एटलस के पीछे, तो लोग मौके का फायदा उठा रहे हैं, बैकलेन को सीधा टारगेट कर रहे हैं, और उनको रोकना पड़ेगा आपको, या तो पूरी की पूरी आप बोल सकते हैं कि यूटिलिटी यूज करके उनको मार दीजिए। जी बिल्कुल, कोशिश यही रहेगी, पेटेलिक का इस्तेमाल 3 मते पकड़े गए अंदर की तरफ से, कोशिश अच्छी खासी, और चलिए बचते हुए निकले वहां पे ड्रैगन की तरफ से, कमाल का फॉलो अप आया था, मिस्टिकस का इस्तेमाल है, और आई थिंक मेज यहाँ पे फिनिश ऑफ होगी, बिल्कुल किलिंग स्प्री मिलेगा, और नॉइजी रारा से आते हुए दिखेंगे, और चलिए कमबैक यहाँ पे हो चुका है, जो एक रिटेलिएशन दिखा था, जो एक उम्मीद की किरण बनी थी, वो अब कहीं ना कहीं गायब होती हुई दिखेगी। टॉर्मेंट का इस्तेमाल किया है, यहाँ पे टॉन्ट दिया है एमएम को, लेकिन एमएम पीछे हट चुके हैं, मास्कमैन जाएंगे सीधा रेड बस की तरफ लेते हुए, लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर की बात करें वो पूरी पकड़ यहाँ पर टीम गॉडफादर ने बना रखी है इस समय, और उनकी तरफ से बोल सकते हैं कि उनको पता है कि फाइट खत्म होने के बाद कैसे चीजों को आपको कन्वर्ट करना है, फिर वो टावर हो, स्ट्रक्चर हो, या आप ऑब्जेक्टिव हो उनके ऊपर। और देखिए फाइट यहाँ पे जाती हुई दिखी, जिस तरीके से नोलन को पहले पकड़ा, उनको डैमेज दिया, फिर पीछे से गॉड आए, उनका मिस्टिक गज वो डैमेज लगा, फिर हिरारा गई अंदर, चाओ को फिनिश ऑफ किया, ड्रैगन अंदर की तरफ गए, एमएम को फिनिश ऑफ किया, लाइक एक कैलकुलेटेड मूव, एक कैलकुलेटेड फाइट है जिस तरीके से हुई, अप्रोच होती हुई, लेकिन यहाँ पे दिक्कत आ सकती है। मास्कमैन वो फिनिश ऑफ करेंगे, ड्रैगन यहाँ पे एक और किल लेते हुए दिखेंगे, अच्छा खासा डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा, किलिंग स्प्री मिलेगा जरूर, और उसी के साथ एमएम अभी बच चुके हैं, मार करना चाहते हैं ग्रेंजर के ऊपर, नॉइजी वहां पे कोशिश करने का प्रयास, लेकिन नहीं, पीछे हटेंगे इस समय क्योंकि लॉर्ड आने वाला है। 20 सेकंड में लॉर्ड का आगमन होने वाला है एसटीजी, और आई थिंक इस लॉर्ड के साथ टीम गॉडफादर इस गेम को एंड करना चाहेंगी।
जी, उनके पास वो मौका है जीतने का, उनके पास वो मौका है सेटल करने का वो स्कोर को विद 2-0। मैंने बोला था घायल शेर है, कल घायल हुए थे, आज घातक साबित हो रहे हैं फॉर द साइड ऑफ टीम ARX Esports। अभी लॉर्ड आ चुका है, लॉर्ड इजीली सिक्योर किया जाएगा, अनकंटेस्टेड लॉर्ड जैसे आपने बोला, क्योंकि देयर इज नो चांस कि यहाँ पे हमें कंटेस्ट देखने को मिलेगा फ्रॉम टीम ARX Esports एट दिस मच लो। नहीं आ रहे आगे करके पीछे ही हटेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पर कहीं उनके ऊपर भारी ना पड़ जाए। बहुत ज्यादा यहाँ पर आक्रमण करते हुए टॉर्मेंट किया, उन्हें ट्रैप डाउन किया उधर सीधा, एंड दैट विल बी अ किल। बेलरिक उन्होंने अपना जो है विजन दिया है रिकॉल बैक करते हुए, प्रज्वल नहीं रिकॉल कर पाएंगे, यहाँ पे रोकने के लिए आ चुके हैं। रात ऑफ ड्राइड यूज करना पड़ेगा उन्हें, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ उन्हें भी टेक डाउन कर दिया जाएगा। बोथ द फ्रंट लाइनर्स को यहाँ पर ले डूबी है टीम द गॉडफादर्स, और अच्छी खासी लेन सिंक भी बनी है, अच्छी खासी यहाँ पे आपके पास मिड लेन पे होली शील्ड मौजूद नहीं है। इसी लॉर्ड के साथ खत्म करने की जो है व्यवस्था रच रही है यहाँ पर टीम गॉडफादर। ये देखिए अंदर जाएंगे, वैलेंटीना पकड़े जाएंगे, ग्रेंजर नॉट गोना सर्वाइव, दैट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल एस्केप बट नॉट गोना बी withheld with a proper way of living out, क्योंकि उनको रोका जाएगा। लॉर्ड आए वहां पर, उन्हें टेक डाउन किया, लॉर्ड को डिफेंड किया जरूर, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ खोया है दो बंदों को। नोलन इंच ऑफ हेल्थ पे वापसी करते हुए बेस के अंदर, फाउंटेन के अंदर हेल्थ बढ़ा है, लेकिन एक के बाद एक होली शील्ड टूटा है यहाँ पर टॉप से बॉट से, पर सक्सेसफुली डिफेंड करने में जो है सक्षम हुए हैं यहाँ पर टीम ARX Esports टूवर्ड्स दिस लॉर्ड। देखते हैं इसके बाद वाली लॉर्ड कैसी जाती है।
बिल्कुल होली शील्ड थी यहाँ पे, पहला लॉर्ड था, इजीली आपको जो चाहिए था वो मिल चुका है। रेड बेसिकली आपको चाहिए था मिड लेन का, वो ऑलरेडी मिल चुका है। उसके साथ साथ होली शील्ड दोनों ही टावर की जा चुकी है, तो ओवरऑल विन विन सिचुएशन आपकी रहेगी, लेकिन दिक्कत हो सकती है क्योंकि यहाँ पे अंदर की तरफ जाते दिखेंगे आइटलेस, आर्टिकोल्ड का पैसिव लगेगा उनकी तरफ से, डैमेज मिलेगा, किलिंग स्प्री लेते हुए जाएंगे। फाइनली सेतन वो जो है दाराशाही कर दिया जाएगा, और ये गॉड की तरफ से कमाल का स्टन आता हुआ ड्रैगन मार करेंगे पीछे ज़ेबेक यहाँ पे मिस्टिक क्रैब, और उसी के साथ मिस्टिक की तरह वो डैमेज दिया वहां पे बेहतरीन तरीके से। ओह, कोशिश रहेगी, हिरारा चेस करती हुई गई है यहाँ पे, सिराज को देखना पड़ेगा, बचते हुए निकले हैं अभी, लेकिन यहाँ पे हिरारा उनका डैमेज कमाल का यहाँ पे आता हुआ चेज डाउन करा, अनस्टॉपेबल लेते हुए गए यहाँ पे। दूसरी साइड की बात करें तो अच्छा खासा हो नहीं पा रहा है। क्रैबी पैटी वो कोशिश जरूर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उनकी तरफ से ना बोल सकते हैं कि वो कहीं ना कहीं पीटे लिंक्स लगाने का कोशिश जरूर कर, लेकिन ड्रैगन उनका मार्किंग बहुत ही कमाल का हो रहा है। एक बार फिर से चाहेंगे जरूर इस बार यूजोंग का अल्टीमेट कॉपी करते हुए, यूजोंग को ही पकड़ना चाहते हैं। चलिए फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया है, लेकिन आप बचेंगे नहीं, आप डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा, बचने का प्रयास किसी भी तरीके से डिस्ट्रैक्शन क्रिएट कर चुके हैं ऑलरेडी। चलिए यहाँ पे क्रैबी पैटी इनको भी सुला दिया जाएगा, इस बार इन कोशिश यहाँ पे आने की रहेगी जरूर। और देखिए ऊपर से ये हाईलाइट इस तरीके से आती हुई हिरारा गई है इधर चाओ को चेस करते हुए, और वहां पे फिनिश ऑफ किया चाओ को। देखिए ओपनिंग आपकी हो चुकी है मैप की यहाँ पे एसटीजी, और आई थिंक इस लॉर्ड के साथ टीम गॉडफादर चाहेंगे सीधा एंड करने के लिए।
जी, एंड यहाँ पर कोशिश रहेगी कि इसी मोमेंट के साथ यहाँ पर एंड करें। लेट्स सी गाइस, मतलब एक तरीके से खत्म वहां पर थी, लेकिन पहले लॉर्ड पे खत्म करना मुश्किल हुआ, क्योंकि होली शील्ड्स ने खिलवाड़ रची दिया था उधर।
बिल्कुल, और देखिए अभी फाइट कुछ ही देर में स्टार्ट होने वाली है। लॉर्ड का आगमन हो चुका है ऑलरेडी, टीम जो है पोजीशन लेने के लिए रेडी रहेगी। लोनन को इस बार मार्क करना चाहते हैं, फिर दोबारा से चेज करने का प्रयास करेंगे, लेकिन लोनन वो बचते हुए निकले पीछे, डैश का इस्तेमाल करते हुए निकलेंगे। तो सकती है थोड़ा संभल के रहना पड़ेगा, लेकिन उधर मिड लेन की तरफ ड्रैगन ऑलरेडी जा चुके हैं, अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल करते हुए कोशिश रहेगी उनको पकड़ने की। चलिए अंदर की तरफ गए हैं, बड़ी अल्टीमेट लगाया है, और चलिए पकड़ा था और फिनिश ऑफ करेंगे। फाइनली डक जो है दाराशाही हो चुके हैं, चाव का ज्यादा फायदा होने वाला है नहीं। ट्रिपल किल मिलेगा ड्रैगन को, मेनियक के लिए जाना चाहते हैं, मेनियक मिलेगा कोशिश, लेकिन नहीं, नॉइजी ने बोला भैया मेनियक नहीं मिलेगा मेरे दोस्त, मैं लेके जा रहा हूँ।
खत्म यहाँ पर, और कुछ बचा नहीं है। यहाँ पे वाइप आउट कर लिए 32-12 के एक ब्यूटीफुल डिफरेंस के साथ यहाँ पे मैच जीतते हुए। पिछली बार गेम बहुत लेट तक गई थी, लेकिन इस बार गॉडफादर ने कंप्लीट किया इस गेम को विद क्लीन स्विप। 2-0 क्लीन स्विप के साथ खत्म करेंगे। बाय बाय रिकॉल चल रही है, रिचुअल्स चल रही है। वो बोलते हैं ना कि जब खत्म हुए तब स्पॉन इफेक्ट के पास हम लोग बहुत कुछ करते रहते हैं, तो वही यहाँ पर गॉडफादर हंसी खुशी के साथ घायल शेर ने आज अपनी जीत हासिल की है। कल की हार का बदला आज एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स को यहाँ पर ले डूबा टीम गॉडफादर। तो डेफिनेटली वेल प्लेड टीम गॉडफादर। कल के हार के बाद ये कमबैक, ये सिनर्जाइज टीम फाइट्स, डिसिप्लिन, ये अच्छा लगा देखकर मुझे। वेल प्लेड एंड सो डू वेल प्लेड एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट्स। पहला मैच बहुत अच्छा था लेकिन दूसरे गेम पे थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब्ड पिक्स के वजह से आपका प्रॉब्लम हुआ। जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं दो स्काई पियर्सर नोलन के हाथों, ग्रेंजर के हाथों एंड दो स्नो बॉलिंग हीरो। तो आप थोड़े से वहां पे रखना चाहिए था नजर कि इतना ज्यादा स्नो बॉलिंग हीरो आपको नहीं लाना चाहिए था। और अगर आप वैलेंटीना के साथ जा रहे हो तो आपके पास बर्स्ट कम हो रहा है, तो आपको एटलीस्ट कुछ और मैजिक हीरो के साथ उतरना चाहिए। तो ऐसे छोटी छोटी चीजें, छोटी छोटी माइक्रो थिंग्स जो है वो पॉसिबल मैक्रो को अपना बनाती है। तो डेफिनेटली ये सब चीजें सीखेंगे एंड आगे बढ़ेंगी टीम एयरएक्स स्पोर्ट, आशा है मेरी। मैं एसटीजी शिनरा लेते एक छोटा सा ब्रेक मोबा क्लास सीरीज से, क्योंकि आखिरी गेम आज के दिन का अभी भी बाकी है। ये हफ्ता खत्म नहीं हुआ है गाइस, अभी भी वन मोर गेम, वन मोर सीरीज इज स्टिल देयर। तो आप कहीं मत जाइए, स्टे ट्यून रहिए, हम आते हैं तुरंत। तब तक के लिए आप हाइड्रेटेड रहिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल को।
A very late evening to everyone, and with that, welcome back. We are yet again right here for the another surprising series. Let's go. I'm your Kasavichi, and I am joined by Ray today. Hello, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm just staying hydrated. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you are also hydrated because we're going to be needing that because have teams who are thirsting for the scrims. And now we're going to be jumping into the game between Velocity Esports and Team Mavericks. One of the also most active teams in the scrims of MOBA Warmup Clash series, brought to you by none other than Algambo Esports, powered by kridox.
Okay, let's go. First ban, that's going to be an Atlas. Compared to what we have always been seeing, the Marcel being such a first ban, but that's not the case. Now, I do believe both of the teams are a really interesting one, and they are definitely chasing the winning streak. So far, Mavericks do have it for Velocity Esports. Will they be able to continue the streak today or not? Let's see. Atlas, Glue, the Belleric out of the way, the Hirara might be next, but along with the Hirara, I do want to see a Freya. Of something like a Freya
I am a
or
daughter of
possibly
Northern
a
Vale. I
mage could
swear
be
to
working out
protect it
very
till
well
my
because
last
something
breath.
onto the mid lane, the Eudora is still a good ban.
Yeah, considering we're right now in the Assassin meta, Eudora has risen up to the ranks of being a priority mage right now. So anything can be done. So let's see what is the option they will go for. And with this, we'll get the last ban. That's going to be the Marcel himself for sure. Because, well, 5-man composition Marcel is still going to be a hero that I believe you should not be giving away, just like the Atlas. The set potential is just way too much. So now with this, we are going to be getting the first pick, Peachy.
First pick, maybe a Eudora. Like, look at that, it's still open. You can still go jump in with a Claude as well, or possibly a
You should be
jungler as the
ashamed for not
Hirara
trusting
is still
yourself.
open. There you go. Velocity Esports goes in for the Eudora. That means the Hirara is still open for Team Mavericks. Team Mavericks are known to play those assassins up, so Hirara being, closed off for such a long time, will they be committing or not? Because once again, this is the scrim, so I do want to see the teams picking it up and having to know
Crowned
how
by
to play
heaven's
that.
mandate. My leg.
My mission is to
Hirata is
lives.
honestly has risen to my ranks of being really favorite. I mean, at first I did not like her for a simple reason. I feel like her placement in the meta was weird, but now since the tank jungles are out of the way, there's no Fredrins, no Akais, no Bakshias that will annoy her. Barats has been moved to EXP lane as well. So her counters basically, I mean, she doesn't dish out any damage to tanks. That's the issue. So she was basically placed in a where she could not fight against any tank. But now since the tanks are gone, she's one of the priority picks. And I'm surprised that Mavericks or Velocity both have not picked up yet, because it doesn't matter if there's a Eudora. The Hirara with Mice and E, and of course Kairazu has immunity twice. So I'm not sure why none of the teams are prioritized here. But yeah, finally we get it. Mavericks, they pick it up. And if I'm not mistaken, Mavericks also has Mr. Consistent. And Velocity, you just gave away the Hirara.
Oh my goodness, this was definitely not expected, but there you go. Team Mavericks will be having the Hirara onto their hands. But along with that, the Hirara will be having an immense support from the high low, so that is still looking quite good for Velocity Esports, picking up the marksman quite early on. In this kind of a meta, they could have waited it out for a counter. Still, a Claude is such a good pick, but it kind of depends on the late game. Plus, the snowball, how much kills do you get? The meta has shifted drastically. Before it was the objectives, now it's the snowball. If you don't get the snowball, especially into your hands of jungler or marksman, the game is definitely doomed. And to get the snowball, you need your tank, you need your mage as well to put a bit of setups. And let's not forget the EXP laners, or since we do see a bit of a sustain from them, so the Uranus should be opened up now. Looks like Team Velocity Esports will be banning it off as the last ban, which is still a very good ban. But what is the option for Velocity Esports for the jungler?
Ling is not there. Nolan is out of the picture. Fanny, I guess, if any one of them plays it. YSS is still open, by the way. YSS,
Sir,
he does
what's your
not win
command?
against the Hirara, funny enough. Okay, there we go. We get the Fanny. So Fanny is going to be a really good addition, but yeah, has to watch out for
Night
Moskov.
sky tells
And last pick
all.
comes in, which is going to be the Esme. So right now, considering that the Fanny only has to navigate for the Moskov, the side of Team Mavericks might want to pick up another crowd control. I believe one of the most classic is obviously going to be the Ruby. I feel like she's the only one that has like crowd control that you can rely on. Okay, that's what they go.
Okay. That was definitely not expected, but at the same time, is still such a good hero. Being, this being a best of 3 series, I am kind of curious to see what the teams are going to pull it up. There is a good amount of crowd control from both the sides, so let's see. The draft is here, the teams are all ready. And on top of that, Ruby serving as the EXP lane. Now, one of the heroes, despite being buffed, has not been picked up in ages. Kind of curious how it will be working out.
Absolutely. I feel the same about that PHT, and right now we're going to be getting their names with the pre-match draft W production work on Mobile Warmup Clash series. They're also upping up their production side. It's really nice. And with this, we are getting a look into it. G-Razy, of course, a goal laner. Mr. Consistent back again. And he has been the most consistent jungler lately, dominating almost every game. And wow, 7-8 Slayer, Winter Shadow. How much do you play the game? God damn. Jokes aside. I love the new revamp of the Fanny skin. But anyways, we're in the Land of Dawn. We take a look into their junglers. Both of them circling towards their buffs. It's going to be mirror rotations. Not exactly copying, but opposite. The red and the purple.
That is surprising to see, given the fact that the Fanny does have the mobility, and the Fanny will be always starting up with the purple buff. Now, Hirara, on the other hand, I do feel it's going to be putting a bit of an emphasis onto the Litho, but at the same time, it's going to be a Minotaur popping up his revitalized already on. Kind of surprising, because it is still not early, but okay, Hirara... good amount of damage, but not the first blood yet.
Yeah, she doesn't have any early game scaling. She needs the itemization. And I wanted to point out one thing. Hirara did not start off with the green, that fire beetle, because you get to level 2 much faster if you take that one. And after you get to level 2, Hirara basically has everything she needs to take off the orange. But I guess she was like afraid of the Fanny, right? Because the Fanny is still a good threat. Fly getting taken out solo. I believe Minotaur could have honestly went in a little bit deeper. I mean, he's a roamer. He's gonna get taken down regardless. He could have at least taken the kill, because now, Krish, you're gonna get taken down anyway. So I feel like he should have committed to it.
That is true. Team Mavericks picks up the first blood. Still a good run right there for them. But what about the turtle? It's kind of like popular to see that the Fanny tries to go for the turtle if the space is given, but if not, they still skip it out. Go for the enemies, creeps and buff, since it is still important. But Mr. Consistent is not leaving anything open for the Fanny to take it away. Look at that. The team circling left and right. Esmeralda trying to get Fly away. But at the same time, it's Shigeo Kageyama making sure the Fanny doesn't jump in. Mr. Consistent with his retribution gets one. It's going to be Winter Shadow, the jungler for a jungler. Koresh would be second. There is still the Eudora, but they don't want to go in for the hero that could be potentially standing it up. Bakito will be busted down as well, but no! Saves himself up. Mr. Consistent jumps in. His shield, his skills are saving it up, and Team Mavericks don't want to jump in.
I think that was a slight mistake. All of them went to the other side. Someone should have stayed on this side and the other would have chased. That would have been better for a kill secure. But a really good highlight, honestly, considering the Esmeralda was able to survive literally a gank from 4 people. Really impressive work right there from the EXP laner, who is India Paquito. Kind of surprising name. But anyways, right now we move towards still the early game, technically. We are not even going into a late game yet. This one HP story, like this is what I was talking about. See, everybody just went to the other side when they could have. Honestly, 2 of them should have stayed, the full HP ones, and the low HP, I guess 50-50. Anyways, with this, Mavericks, regardless of what happens in the top lane, they are now with 3 kills, a turtle on their bag. They're pretty much ahead of Velocity.
Let's see how the teams are going to work it around, given the fact that bottom lane the pressure is quite up for G-Raze. He gets out of the way at the right moment. Now Winter Shadow is unable to do anything as a Fanny. You do need that early game onto your hands. At least 1 or 2 kills would have been sufficed right there, but no, it's not coming in for them. What are they going to do?
I think what they can honestly do, Peachy, is like, since their Fanny lead is completely gone, okay, mid side, there's gonna be a little bit of an engage there.
I like that. Fanny out of the way, but at the same time, Krish is also taken down quite too low. He's just making sure that he won't be, taken down, and Team Velocity Esports are waiting it up. They know that they are losing a lot of gold, but they're holding it out.
Yeah, and right now, the Esmeralda, she's trying to zone them away, but I don't think she's going to be successful. There's a lot of shield for her to be taken, but she's not tanky enough, and the purple is going to be gone from the hands of the Fanny. I believe they are trying to go towards they're trying to go towards her purple, and I don't think the Hylos or the Zetian will let it go easily, though. Esmeralda wins the lane against the Ruby, but winning the lane isn't the issue when Mavericks are right now just going for the team fights. What they can do is push, basically let Fanny do her thing. Split push. Esmeralda, come join the team fight and provide something. Let Fanny take control of the map. And if they do that, the team fight composition that Mavericks is right now following to will get completely shattered, because they don't have enough fast heroes. I mean, Hirara, she's pretty fast, but she also wants to be in the team fight to get the kills. She is also someone that cannot clear lanes. So Velocity, your plan should be right now. Go for the 4-1 rotation with Fanny on the map control.
Let's see if they do commit to that, or team composition as well. But onto the bottom lane, I did not see much of a double lane rotation coming in from G-Raze as well. Hirara playing it quite safe. A bit of low right there, but will be taken down by Indian Paquito. But at the same time, bottom lane, the pressure is quite high.
Yeah, 1-4-3, they finally get a kill, and that's going to be the Hirara. But okay, Hirara they only had 2 kills, so it's not a shutdown. Bot side, Claude is just playing defensive as much as he can against the Moskov, because Moskov does counter him out. On the top side, we're going to be getting the turtle popping in, and with this, I think this turtle, since it's the last one, Fanny can commit to this. But of course, Hirara, constant immune iframes are something you have to connect with. There comes the Hylos with the ultimate.
A stun for the Fanny. Gets out of the way, but at the same time, it's the Minon Fury knocking up 3. He's taken up too low. Mr. Consistent picks it up, but at the same time, Fanny, with a bit of low energy, is still trying to do something right here. It's not going to be quite strong. The SOD does not connect there. It was such a close moment for the Claude. If it did connect, it would have been a direct death sentence.
I think Eudora is also not really able to connect her ultimate with Minotaur. I know Eudora is not a team fight mage, but she can still provide some damage, maybe 30%, 40%, maybe even 50% for passive strikes, right? So yeah, Eudora and Mino are not comboing. Esmeralda is someone that is also can combo. They are the team that actually has a team fight lineup with the Minotaur, but Mavericks are the ones winning the team fight. And there's another thing, Claude is not joining the team fights. He has been staying in his lane for too long, I believe. He can rotate, but that's the thing with the Moskov. Rotating means that lane is gone. So, Velocity are right now caught in a pickle. Do they fight? Do they push? What do they do?
Let's see what they will be doing, given the fact that it's the players playing it up, and we could just predict if they're gonna do it or not. As of now, there is Team Mavericks playing it for the objective game, which is looking quite good. Krish, onto the other hand, wait a minute, there you go, purple box stolen away. Fly goes in with his ultimate, just making sure the the teams are just opened up. But let's see.
You see, there's no Eudora trying to follow it up. She finally does, and the Zetian is gone, but Mr. Consistent is going to be getting the kill. And Hirara going once again. She has a Sky Piercer. I'm not too sure. Yeah, she does. Gets the double kill out of there. And now the Hirara is slowly getting fed. Claude, Moscow still, both of them not joining the fight. That's the issue.
Let's see. Top lane. I do believe this is the time for the Syro team Mavericks to open up the map for themselves, and on top of that, they will be trying to make sure to, get it on as quickly as possible. As of now, look at that. The highlights. This is just a good run where Team Mavericks are just making sure to give Hirara as much as possible, because the Sky Piercer will be needing that.
Right now, Hirara has, I believe, I guess she has around 30 stacks, I believe. Yeah, around 30-ish stacks. Lord has spawned in, and okay, that's gonna be a really great SOD, but G-Razy, you're too deep! That was unnecessary! Gets taken down, and with this, it's gonna be done. Alright, Krish, he's also fallen. Mega kill secured from Mr. Consistent, and boom, bam. It's gonna be the Hylos surviving. He survives it, and now, okay, India Paquito also gets taken down, and yeah, there is slight bit of echo pitching.
Okay, that's definitely a 1 HP for the high loss. Look at that. Now you do have to see the Team Mavericks opening it up. And look at that. Oh, Cryptos goes in like he was the one of, pushing up the vision for the team, but will have to go back. There comes the high loss jumping in, but at the same time, Team Mavericks will have no contest whatsoever for the first Lord of this game.
Yeah, and with this Sky Piercer, Golden Staff comes in for G-Razy, and Dominance Eyes for Kridox. With this, they have good amount of anti-heal, Reap, Shred, and they have a good finisher. Their lineup is way better in execution, but Velocity Esports, they are not really able to do what I guess they were planning when they picked up this draft. Top side, they want to take down Hirara. Not a good option, honestly, for Fanny. And Mr. Consistent right now just looking for another pick off, another kill. Dishing out a lot of damage. He's already level 15, so he does not really have to worry about level gap, because that's a Minotaur who's level 9. Might be able to get a kill right there. And yes, she does. Oh, Hirara with the iframe again. Monster kill secured. Mr. Consistent. And right now, Hylos gets taken. Shut down, secured onto the Hirara. Their stacks are going to be depleted. But regardless, they take down 4. And that only means one thing, that Team Mavericks, they can just push the base. They can actually put more pressure towards the bot side. The Lord is still going to be healthy. Claude is also pretty much low HP. They can push. They can end it. But I guess they're gonna push other lanes. I believe Moscow could have come into the bot side and actually initiated, because look at that, even the Claude is down. You can right now try to push it further, but the minions, man, the minions are not there for them. And with that, now we move towards, I guess, that we wait until the next Lord pops in, because I guess that is the only moment we might see something again, because Velocity Esports right now, I don't think they're going to be playing any aggressive game, PG. Alright, seems PG has some issues, but she'll be back with us pretty soon. And now, we of course dive back into the match. And Velocity Esports, they don't really look like they stand much of a chance here, because the explanation is pretty much simple. Simplest explanation is the farm difference, along with the fact that the execution has been a little bit off. You're seeing around 7 to 8,000 goal lead into the side of Mavericks. Mr. Consistent right now has 8 kills. He did lose out his stacks, or he would have been max. Right now he is sitting at 42. Hirara exponentially well. Next Lord coming in at 20 seconds. And until then, we just have to wait out and see this game of anticipation. as the opponents try to do something about it. Fanny only now committing to a split push, but the map has already turned quite red. There's going to be the Zatian Fury of the Phoenix coming in with the Hylos ramp coming in as well. Minotaur finally commits to a Minion Fury. He knocks up targets once, again and again, but regardless of that, doesn't matter because Mr. Consistent is going to be immune. And he takes down with this Krish Fallen. It's a 4v5 match. Fanny still trying to do something. They can't pick her up yet, but Lord has spawned in. They can honestly go for Lord right now. (15-4) score, almost 14 minutes into the game. And Peachy, you're back.
With that, very secure onto their hands. They will be going in for the second Lord. With the first Lord, they were able to manage to take the inhibitor, which is still a good thing. And it's something very rare the teams do at Winter Shadow. Realizes it's not a good thing to stay right there, despite still India Paquito being there for the protection. Like how, the minions are going to be synchronized, most likely. But at the same time, Team Velocity Esports do have enough lane clearance onto their hands. They will be able to deflect the Lord as quickly as possible, but Hirara goes in for the Fanny, and it's just a bit of a teaser, just enough so that she will be going back and not attacking the Lord, storming it where it was coming from mid lane in a bit of a jeopardy because Velocity Esports are pushing it in, but at the same time Hirara is just gonna get a bit of a damage onto the Minotaur. Minotaur will be forced to put up the Minolan Fury. 2-man knockup comes in, the Lord's taken down. G-Razy playing it safe, trying to go for the Eudora, but realizing it's a Eudora right in front of me. Cryptos fly onto the other hand. They are trying to get the base, but if they are a close range hero, so that's not gonna happen. Chris taken down. Fanny goes into the cutthroat, takes away Mr. Consistent. Maybe one more, but no, this is like one slash away from the Moscow, and they need to jump in as quickly as possible because the minions are coming in.
Prima, can you show Hirara on 3D? Would be pretty funny. 3D view. This is 2D. Yeah, this view is funny. Anyways, let's move on. 16-5 score right now, and around 16 minutes into the game, the Lord is gonna be spawning in 1 minute and 10 seconds. That's pretty long. And Velocity Esports, they can honestly, since now she's back, but since Hirara was down, they could have basically regen back and try to pick off someone like the Ruby or the Zatian. But since they did not, now they're going to be in a once again back to square square root. What was the dialogue? But you get the point. Now we get a look into the highlight how the Fanny was able to capture the kill. Really good kill, by the way. Shout out to Winter Shadow taking it. And right now, what is it going to be? Just the Lord, I guess.
True. They need the Lord. Velocity Esports are trying to go, but again, contest for them won't be an option as of now. Immobilization happening for the Minotaur, and they are trying to get the Minotaur down. Look at that, the heals really working out very well. The knockup Cryptos taken up quite too low. Minotaur not stopping it in. India Paquito goes in for the kill. He knows he could be the one taking it on. India Paquito gets out of the way, but at the same time, it's a 4v4 situation without a jungler, that too, for the side of Team Velocity Esports.
Yep, it's a free Lord. Nothing they can do, honestly, from the side of Velocity. They can change it right here. Since it's gonna be like that, we'll just have to see the inevitable end, because Mavericks, they do not want to let go of this game at any cost. They pretty much have the game in their back. They're just having difficulties destroying the Nexus, destroying the crucible that is right now Velocity Esports. The bane of their existence now relies upon it. And we just take a look into the builds. The Moscow is pretty much complete build. He can sell the boots right now at the end to have the rose gold. On the other side, Claude is still building up towards this Wind of Nature. A good advantage for them. On to the other side, Fanny, full damage with only rose gold. Ooh, no wonder he was actually able to burst out. Oh, Moscow looks like he's actually going to be going for the immortality, not really taking the risk with the rose gold. Lord coming up from the mid side. It might just be the end right here for the game number 1.
Let's see, what is it going to be? The Lords in into the Nexus. So the SOD connecting in. Moscow comes in, but at the same time, is going to be the Esmeralda recharging herself. A beautiful Marauding Fury coming in, but there was no backup whatsoever. XC tried to go with the
Lord is
BMI,
still
but will
there.
be taken
It's
down. The
done.
base is wide open and taken down. It is going to be Team Mavericks winning up the first game.
Yeah, the Lord was still alive. They were defending pretty well, but as long as the Lord is alive, your base is never safe. And now, Velocity Esports, if they want to win this today, they gotta go for a reverse sweep. But is it even possible right now with Mr. consistently getting his assassins and just winning every goddamn game lately? I mean, in a good way, by the way, not in a. He's been pretty great.
That's true. Like, imagine, I still remember like the previous series and the series before that they were playing. I was lucky enough to cast for them, and they were the ones taking down Maniacs and Savages like in a row. Maybe this game as well, we may be able to see that if the link is open, because that was his primary hero where he has most taken it along with the YSS, and we have seen that hero getting banned coming in from the side of Team Velocity Esports. That was definitely true for the respect ban. So I'm kind of curious, what are they going to do?
I think what they gotta do is honestly just go for the anti-Kyrie strategy. Like just ban all assassins, man.
That's true. That is
I think that is
definitely
the only
needed.
way because Consistent looks like to be the highlight player here, and he is the only one that is honestly. I mean, I know the word carry sounds wrong, but he definitely is a very strong carry, and giving him an assassin to work with has been the big challenge right now. Mavericks with Mr. Consistent joining in, they have been on full spree of wins.
That's true. Let's see how the teams will be trying to get it on, and we will be soon jumping into the game number 2. Game number 2, what is it going to be? Because Velocity Esports, they do realize that the Fanny doesn't work out for them, and for them, it's
Let's go draft.
straight target being Mr. Consistent. Take down Mr. Consistent, you do slow down the domination coming in from them, and in turn, you may be able to take the advantage of them as well. So let's see if that happens or not.
Yeah, let's go draft. There we go. Mavericks gets the first pick this time. Velocity, you're on the second. Let's see what you can do about it. I mean, I'm not saying just ban all assassins, leave out Atlas, leave out Zushin, leave out Marcel, everything open. But give it a try. It's scrims after all. There's no knockout, there's no elimination, right? So why not give it a try? I mean, it's the best place to try. So I think this should be considered, honestly, Peachy, in my opinion. So let's see what happens. And with this, we are right now into the drafting phase. And one thing I want to see actually,
What is it?
like these role markers, are they accurate? I think some of them are accurate and some of them are not. Anyways, it's still nice. It's nice to see the role markers. And now with it, we will take a look into the bans. First ban, what is it going to be? Mavericks, if they want to prioritize an Atlas or something, those heroes, they can, I guess, prioritize the Valentina ban, I guess.
That's true. Can be the Belleric most likely, because Team Mavericks would be the ones taking
Yeah,
away
Belleric
the
would be.
Atlas onto their hands,
didn't
so
cure
it
the
should
pain.
be a thing.
I harness
Oh, there you go. It's going to be a Valentina. Looks like they do want to have the either of one, and
Needed
even the
Atlas
show
ban.
Velocity Esports are the ones banning it up. So far, here are out of the way for Mr. Consistent, Marcel, as well as the Freya. That was pretty fast, but Team Maps will have the Belleric to their hands.
Yep. And they pick it up immediately. I think Well, I
Sir,
guess keeping
what's your
pocket open
command?
was also a bad choice. So yeah, they will get the Beleric
I
regardless.
am the power
It's kind of
of
funny,
light
Beleric.
incarnate.
He has been one of my favorite tanks ever since he released. By the way, like I can't even remember. I have been playing him ever since the moment. I guess you remember because you're a vet too, right? Like when Beleric's ultimate used to give him damage reduction. It was not a taunt.
You
He
should be
just
ashamed for
gave
not
damage reduction to
trusting
everyone.
yourself.
Do you remember that? Damn.
Yes, it was like
Hello, PT.
very long ago.
Yeah, I remember everything about that Beleric. He was very cute, and I mean this one is adult now. Anyways, moving on. Ling, ayo, velocity. You gave away
Well,
Ling.
am I audible? Okay.
Yes, you're audible now.
You are facing a cluster.
Yeah.
All shall succumb to my power.
Okay. All right, PT, I'll wait for you to come back. Make sure you reconnect with me pretty soon. So this time,
Okay, let's go. Laying into the hands of
Come
Mr.
on, Dexter.
Consistent. They
It's our
need.
showtime.
Oh, I like how the
I've been
okay, yeah,
waiting for
Peach is
too
having
long.
some
Paddy
issues.
is coming back again because they do want to practice.
Yeah, okay. We'll wait. Her voice is delaying. She's responding in past tense. This happens sometimes with, internet issues. But anyways, with this, we are looking at Into the Ling, the Eudora, and the Glue. I mean, the Glue was obvious because since Eudora is there, you want to pick up the Glue because Glue, his counter is the Vexana and the Faramis with Eudora included. There's no chance of a Faramis appearing right now. They do pick up the Zushin, who is kind of weak against the Ling, but strong against the EXP laner. Could be the Beleric, could be
Need
something
some
else.
stitches?
Peach,
But
are you back with us?
still,
Now you lead the
I
way to the next
feel like a
adventure.
Vexana could be it.
Okay. She's living in the past and somehow she has traveled back to the past. Jokes aside, I love the Melissa. I really regret not getting her collector, but to be fair, I was poor. I still am poor, so what am I even saying? Anyways, the Sora is also pretty great. He's one of the fighters that can also counter out the Zushin pretty well. And they pick
True.
up the Brody for the Ling. Peachy, are you back with me? Have you traveled to
I
the present again?
I think so. Am I
Yeah, you
audible?
have. Yes, you're audible. You are audible. The thing is, you were somehow in the past.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Coming back into the present as of now. Brody right here for the Melissa, a classic counter. We have always seen the carry versus Claude, the Bellaric versus the Atlas, and this is also something new that it is popping up. The Brody versus the Melissa. Would love to see how it will be going in, and with that, this is the draft, ladies and gentlemen. The teams have decided for the heroes now. I love how Winter Shadow wants to get a practice onto the Fanny, that too against those kind of an EXP laners. And now I have a feeling that Ling will be on a
5 seconds till the
equal
enemy
footing
reaches
because
the
both of these
battlefield.
heroes
Smash
do
them.
need their purple buff.
All troops deployed.
I think one thing they have this time, Peachy, as we obviously dive into the game, is the Kaja could be a make or break pick. He's someone who can suppress. Amazing. But he's someone who's very squishy into the early to mid game. So you get the point. He can be the reason they shut down the Ling, the Melissa, or whoever is dominating. But he can also be the reason they don't have any initiation because he's too squishy.
Oh, Kageyama. Trying to get level 2 as quickly. Now, Mr. Consistent went in for the orange buff, which is surprising, but at the same time, there's the Kaja on the prowl, just making sure to, the teams will not be having the chance to rotate. Now, the amount of vision is much needed because the top lane is always on a constant pressure. Plus, India Paquito being on 50% of set just screams for the mage. The Eudora should go onto the top lane and get a good gank. Let's see if India Paquito is able to get his regen up. But before that, even I feel like the Ling could jump in right after his purple, but he's quite low. Ling might be too late. Cryptos, he is unable to get the first blood.
I honestly thought that was going to be. surprised. But hey, let's move on. Bot side, I think, Peachy, Brody is a weird hero. He's the weirdest marksman because he's not even like consistent. Funny. Because he cannot basically basic attack much in the early game. But first blood, what happened on the mid side towards the Kaja? This is what I was talking about. He's too squishy and he gets taken down. But anyways, getting back to the Brody. He's such a weird hero, right? He's a skill caster that gets the damage from his ultimate. Okay, Sora with a little bit of an early cloud form. Regardless, Fanny's not going to be able to steal this out.
Very rare chance, but the chance is still there. But looks like Team Velocity Esports don't want to take that kind of a risk. Giving a bit of space for the Fanny is just a way to go. Now that the turtle is done, maybe bottom lane pressure, because Ling is quite fast enough. Same goes for the Fanny, has the cutthroat as well, and the marksman serves as a flick of Wrath of Droid, double stun for the Brody, and Fly jumps in with her flicker as well. But crazy enough, G-Razy next might be it, but him having his ultimate, I mean, the Fanny was trying to bait it out.
Yeah, and G-Razy smelt it. He was like, nah, you're not gonna kill me while my teammates are nearby. You're just trying to bait my ult out. And yeah, he was smart enough to make sure to predict it well. Mr. Consistent this time around, of course, he hasn't really gotten any kills or assists, but I guess he's just farming. He wants to have good enough damage so he can go win with the Tempest of Blades anytime. There is a Kaja that he needs to worry about, and if the Kaja plays defensive, there's a chance that when he dives in, the Kaja will catch him the moment his feet land on the ground. But there's also a chance he can outplay because Ling has the knock-up on his Tempest of Blades. Anyways, moving on, 2-4-0 Mavericks still once again with the dominating start, looking to make it a 3-0, and of course 2-0 into the series.
Okay, like the pressure coming in from Team Mavericks once again because of the Belleric mostly, because hey, Belleric is the one onto the front lanes along with Cryptos. Cryptos has not made his debut onto the team fights as of yet, but the pressure still keeps on climbing up for the Fanny. The Fanny has to make sure to get the farm up. The Fanny has to, give it a good shot as well, but before the Tempest of Blade comes in, crew members got caught on. Fanny,
damn!
Not be taken out. Wait a minute, Chris. He's trying to go for Mr. Consistent, but loses out the trail. He doesn't want to go for a chase. Turtle is up. Mr. Consistent taken quite too low. India Paquito, will he be able to do it? No! What a dodge right there. Chris, he's trying to go in, but no, the stack from the glue is quite there. The teams are waiting it in, not popping up any skills because they know it's going to be a death for that. Oh, no, Fanny! The control connected on the wrong person right there.
Okay, and now 3-0. Mavericks keep on moving first. And Melissa will be able to retreat back. The turtle is going to be pretty much Mavericks again, I believe, because the Fanny, she can't fight the turtle like Ling can. And a really, really good pressure coming in from the Sora. Really good zoning as well. This is a really good EXP laner on site, really zoning out as much as possible. Oh, we get a little bit of a highlight, I believe. So anyways, with this right now, Peachy, we move on towards the... this is obviously a very good highlight. This is a very good highlight because Ling, good outplay on a tier 2 turret.
Okay, let's go. Once again, Team Mavericks will have to go in for the lane pressure. They put the Melissa onto the top lane, which is a good thing because as of now, it is time for the team to open up the lane. Top lane would be quite easier because lane clearance from the blue is quite slow compared to the Brody. So naturally, the Melissa is at the top lane. So far onto the bot lane as well. I don't think there's going to be opening up, but if they do have to open up the lanes, Mr. Consistent will have to jump in. Maybe we would be seeing it. Cryptos, he goes in. He wants to get a set. And that's going to be a death for Ixie. No mercy shown. Chris jumps in, does get stunned on and taunted on as well. And the amount of crowd control, 3 CC onto him, was just enough to take him down. Winter Shadow picks up the Sky Piercer at this point of the match, which is going to be really good, but at the same time needs the kills.
5-0 Mavericks. Taking a little bit more less of a brawl approach, but still they have the macro on their bag. It's only been close to 7 minutes, but they're cracking down the turrets. Bottom lane already taken down. Mid tier 1 also pretty much dealt with. Top lane right now is going to be their next primary target, and Velocity Esports better be prepared to handle it. Goal lead, talking about it, we're seeing around 5,000 for the side of Team Mavericks, and we just have to wait out for a while until let's see what happens towards the third.
Okay. So far, looking quite good for the side of Team Mavericks. They are absolutely not giving anything for the Velocity Esports. Naturally so, because why would you? They are not opening up any mistakes right here. But at the same time, Krish, to give a bit of a set, but before that set, he needs Zushin on his side. Turtle will be definitely gone. That's going to be the last that we would be witnessing. Bottom lane, Ixie, possibly one thing that they need to want to get. Oh, okay. Winter Ghost as well as Winter Shadow, they do jump in. Look at them. They just wants to take the blood from this Melissa. But no, it was not that easy because it is still Team Mavericks who are dominating. Tempest of Blaze with the Wrath of Giant was just not it. A bit, 1 second late right there, despite having the flicker too. Zushin, safe and sound, but not for too long because this Ling is farming up.
Yep, PGN with this. No kills yet. But still, Mavericks, they are just really flawless with how they're controlling the macro. Now look at it towards the top side. They almost took down the glue, but that is enough to push him away. And now they're going to be able to push the turrets with the minion wave that's coming in. And Velocity Esports, they don't have anybody to make it a defense. So all the tier 1s are gone for the side of Velocity. And okay, Sora with the set. Can he make it? Okay, a bit of misplay. He's gonna get punished.
Oh my goodness, Tempest of Blaze catches 2 right there. Mr. Consistent looking for a triple. That's an easy maniac right there. But he's just not going in. I mean, his teammates are quite taken down quite too low. Plus, he's just, not having his ultimate is another bummer. But looks like Melissa really accelerated the death for the Belleric as quickly as possible with her muddles.
So, okay. Was not expecting the kill into, Mavericks, but it's still okay. Anyways, 8-4-3 score. We get the highlights right now. This was a slight blunder from Sora. After he failed the set, he missed a dash a little bit to the side. Could have survived. But regardless, I think it's still, I guess you can count it successful because Mr. Consistent, he was still able to get the kills. And that's what counts, isn't it? So pretty much great. And Fanny is trying to split push the... I mean, not split push, I guess. She is, but... I want to see the live game. Did she push? Okay, she did. Okay, successful bot push.
Much needed for the side of Team Velocity Esports because as of now they are making sure to get something out of the way because turrets can guarantee you a victory. As of now, Winter Shadow low in energy goes in for flight. The control on the would be a lethal right there, and losing so much energy right there is just not gonna go in for the contest. Looks like Velocity Esports are trying to push it in, but knowing that the Ling might be okay, the Tempest of Blaze was delayed a bit, and that's gonna be XC taken down. What a way to save the Zushin, but at the same time, Wrath of Giant connects for Mr. Consistent will be taken down by the glue. Glue is just unstoppable. G-Razy, stop attacking. No, not the way when the glue is up, and at the right moment, the glue is down as well.
Yep, and with it, Peachy, I guess. Oh, I like the score 9-5. It's like a job. But anyways. Mid side, Lord coming in. That tier 2 is a goner. They can't defend it. Their inhibitor is going to be defended with no issues. They have the full turret blast. So Velocity Esports will buy themselves enough time. But tier 2 in the bottom lane is going to be completely taken down. I'm surprised actually the Ling did not go for the top side. Honestly, could have committed to it. Okay, he was honestly taken down.
Yeah.
Anyways, My bad. I'm not usually. I mean, usually Mr. Consistent, he has 0 deaths. That's. I mean, this feels like glazing, but yeah, that guy is just insane, honestly. But top side, tier 2, another one fallen down. Mavericks, quite domination. They might be able to push it.
Let's see if that comes in handy or not. So far, Team Mavericks are just trying to make sure to get another one. And with that, Velocity Esports are the ones pushing it away. The turret is still safe and sound, a good thing. I love how the Fanny is going in for the split push as much as possible because they know the team fight is already gone. The Cryptos are trying to get a set in along with the Belleric, but the Belleric does not have the flicker, so they will. The turret from Team Mavericks is gone. I mean, there is Ling that could be, matching the energy right there, but the pressure onto the inhibitor is very high for Team Mavericks. So far, the Lings just healing up resources left and right, not giving them their own resources, which is crazy.
Okay. The game is right now going in a little bit of a stagnant pace because I feel like this time Mavericks are taking a little bit of a safer approach. They are pretty much fighting, but they're playing more of a macro game rather than going for more like very aggressive fights. This time around, Winter Shadow has also been able to like put more pressure into the turrets, but that will be a mistake for him. He fights his natural counter, the Eudora. There was almost an outplay, but I believe he just could not survive the burst incoming.
Oh my goodness, that was just not it. That was just not it. But losing Winter Shadow, they will be losing the split push. They need to put Ixie back onto the split push, but that is the threat of the Ling because Ling knows he can easily burst down a Brody. Now, the Brody did not get any snowball, which just plummeted down for Velocity Esports to not take much of a kills. But if he's behind Blue, who is the most, the one who has not fallen down yet, maybe they could attempt to do something because Ixie does have his main items. The damage dealing items is there. A bit of a defensive side is also there. Mr. Consistent still being on 100% of his HP, and Fanny, no chance right there.
Ooh, okay. This is funny. G-Racy only. Sorry, Mr. Consistent only has 7 sacks.
Oh, I mean, understandable, but at the same time, he might be able to get more because the loss jumping in. Plus, there is a bit of an opening that Velocity Esports always keeps it open. Zushin purify herself to save it up from Fly. The Fly did not use up his flicker and the ultimate because he knows that the purify would be taken out, and so much damage from the Ling. Look at that, he goes into the Tempest Blade, run to the front lane. That is the Fly taken away by the Zushin. Winter Shadow busted down by the Muddles. There's the Melissa for you. Mr. Consistent picks up a double kill. The Lord is out. Melissa so slow. Benya Paquito for the team. One more and double kill for this Glue.
I mean, that's a Glue right there. After all, you can't take him lightly. You don't exactly have any counter. The counter is, of course, your own damage. You have to shred him through. But this time, he finally got the proper grab, and split combo and just basically took down one by one the members. Melissa dished out a lot of damage, by the way, very impressive. But him getting on top of her was the cherry on cake. And since the Melissa and Link both have been taken down, this means that Velocity Esports can finally try to make a little bit of a comeback if possible. But let's see what will happen as we dive back into the live match. 13-8. Finally, we're getting a little bit more brawl as feels like both teams have been, very, very... What do you say? Very, very impatient now because they have been playing a safe game for a long while. It's time they blow and trade punches with each other and just see to the end who really takes the cake, who really takes tonight's last match BO3 series.
Let's see. Once again, that's going to be India Paquito. 4-0-2. He is already dominating with what he could do. Mr. Consistent tried to go for the Fanny, lives to see another day, which is a good thing. And now Velocity Esports will have at least a 10% footing around the river area. They might be going in for a contest, and I think they should be. Despite the odds are not into their favor, they could go in for the steal. Looks like Fanny is gonna go in for the split push as usual. The Lord's gonna spawn in just a second. Cryptos already taking too much damage for Fly. Fly will be taken down. Maybe not. Okay, the freeze will be helping her. India Paquito as well as Krish, they just managed to take down one, and Ixie would be also managed to take down another person. Now
Okay.
with the flicker they managed to do that, but wait a minute, Mr. Consistent is at the base with the whole of minions. They're trying to get the base. There's going to be Ixie as well as Winter Ghost coming
smart.
in. He's out, but the Lord is right there. Melissa is all alone, and India Paquito is getting targeted, but no, because Krish is around and he doesn't have the ultimate, so they are waiting it up. Velocity Esports, what a save.
That was pretty smart from Miz, and he already had the swords ready. Because he knew if they suddenly came in, he could not cast his ultimate. So since his sword were ready, just dash away with full energy. No energy issues, and now we get the highlight. Really well played here.
That's true. Look at them.
Really good, what do you say, initiation from the Fanny too, by the way. If the Ling, of course, did not have the ultimate, she would have honestly called him out. But Ling was smart enough to make sure that doesn't happen. Lord spawned in. Ling retreating, Fanny retreating. This game is gonna be going pretty long.
That is true. Team Velocity Esports are not giving it away so easily into the hands of Team Mavericks. They are fighting it up. All hopes are not lost as of now for them, but at the same time, at this point of the game, the gold does not matter. The gold... all the items are up. It's just like one item away for just few of the members. Let's see. Cryptos, he's trying to do something. Fly, he will be positioning himself very safe, knowing that the glow is at the top lane. He can position the Eudora as he likes. So far, it's going to be the glue targeting Mr. Consistent. He does have the immortality as a defensive measure, but Fly out there putting up his kills. Oh, he does get targeted by India Paquito, but knowing it's a 1v3 situation, he is just not committing so far.
This game is not ending before 20 minutes. It keeps getting dragged on and on because Velocity Esports, they refuse to lose it. And they have the scaling finally, after all, being dominated. They have the farm and they have matched the levels in EXP. So it just means one thing. Velocity wants to make the possible comeback, and they might just be able to, but we have to wait it out, Peachy, because Mavericks are either also not going to let go of a clean sweep from their end. They will die trying if they have to, but they will end the base at any cost. There's only one inhibitor, and even that is in critical condition. Bot side, Winter Shadow, you did not have the energy. That is going to be perhaps a blunder. Oh, you don't have flickers in. And since the Fanny is not exactly a wave clear, but she can create the distraction. And now the distraction, the Skylark of the skies is gone. It's a 5 versus 4. Mavericks are just dying to dive in.
Oh no, I think Mr. Consistent should pick up the immortality, but at the same time, it's going to be the Zushin is getting targeted and taken down as well. What a bust down from the lane. There goes Ixie's ultimate as well. Does not connect very well, but he's taken up too low into the Soras right there. Immortality right on clutch, but Team Mavericks goes in for the base. It gets it over. That's a clean sweep for them.
Yeah, and now we get the highlight of the end. We're all finished. Really good set from the Sora as well. But I believe regardless, the Lord was way too healthy still. There was nobody to clear out. A lot of silvers, by the way. Wow. It's not often we see the winning team with only silvers. But it happened because I believe we did have a pretty much passive game this time around, Peachy. There was, not enough engages. It was a 20-minute game, but the KDA looks like it was only for 10 minutes, right? It was a very defensive playstyle from both ends, something we are not used to for Mavericks. But I believe this is really telling of the fact that Velocity Esports had a lineup that you cannot just blindly dive in. They had a Brody, a Kaja, a Zushin. Everyone here is basically can counter out the link slightly. And that is a risk that Mr. Consistent did not want to take this time around. And that's why he has 2 deaths. So with that on board, this is going to be the end of tonight's BO3 series on scrims and this week. But Peachy, of course, I think you can tell the audience.
Crazy. This today serves as the last day of this week, but the Monday's registration were open today and already filled up. But the Tuesday's registration is still up. So if you do wanna register for the Tuesday scrim, it's going to be opening up on Monday, 12:30 p.m. So do get ready because the spots right here are filling up very fast, and the scrims are really, the teams are really practicing in for the tournaments as well. So let's go. That is going to be one of the news piece for end, but don't worry guys, we'll be back on Monday.